The time is now 4:30 p.m. on Monday, October 27th. I hereby call this Special Affairs Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson is not in. Ms. Priestley is not in. Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mushat. Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett is not in. You have one member present.
No, I saw you sitting there.
Whoa, a miracle. I told you it sounded like a Vatican up in there. Welcome here.
Madam Clerk. Quorum has now been established. We'll give our colleagues All right, Madam Clerk. Roll call, please.
Dude, we're gonna be eating too, we're just sharing. Oh, y'all just sharing? There's pasta, salad, potatoes, sweet potato fry. Buttermilk cream pie. Cheese ball. Hey, Linda, how are you?
Just the special people.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay, at 4:40 PM. Mr. El Alamin.
Present.
Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson is not in. Ms. Priestley.
Yeah, present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns.
Present.
Ms. Mashat.
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 5 members present.
We have 5 members present. It's now time for the reading of the disorderly person city code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault and battery and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given 1 warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. Are there any requests for agenda changes and/or additions? Seeing as how there are no requests, it is now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box was placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only 1 speaking opportunity per speaker. First public speaker, Madam Clerk.
First speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
Hello, I'm R.L. Mitchell. For the record, I had a spiritual awakening yesterday when I was invited over to Bishop Roger L. Jones' sanctuary to bring a message. But the first lady got up and said the man of God was under the knife, and while he was under the knife, she know he was a fighter because his hand was going like this, and then he was in a spiritual warfare. But when he came out, the only thing happened is something wrong with his foot. But he felt like shaking it the other day, but he said the doctors suggested not. But he reminded me, and my father had his first accident. My father's a man of the cloth too. Over there on Van Wagon in Detroit. He got in an accident, thought my daddy was dead. My auntie died right instantly. And they sent me to the hospital, early hospital. My father was laying up in the bed. He sat up there, only thing he moved his leg, and then he just sat up there waiting for us to see what I say. So I didn't say nothing, just what Bishop Jones was. But he said one thing. He said he's not going, he went to Memphis for 62 years. He ain't never missed a Memphis. That's like a holy convocation. But he gonna miss it this time but then he mentioned something. He said, ISIS, we might have to go underground railroad. But when he said that, it reminded me of my father was, when I was only 18 years old when I'm in charge of the Colgate Church. But seemed like if them fellas die all of a sudden, God had to come and he got to be with me but anyway, he said what he said last night, and I'm glad to be here. Seems like I'm still in church because there's echo in here, but the ISIS people's out there, now when they attacking the man of God, they gonna get really dealt with, like what's in the words of Arthur Woodson. They push him around, he ain't gonna sit up there and put his head, like church people downtown barbecuing, and the boy can't take care of his own son while they talking about thongs, but the dude come pepper straight, the popo, and they be in here right now. Every time I be money back on Pasadena, they baptized me in that church where Roger Jones, when he first come to Flint. And the church still there, over there where BB. Anyway, stay tuned, America. You're going to see how a preacher deal with these ISIS peoples down in America.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Arthur Woodson.
Let me speak real quick. Coolidge, Berkeley, Glenn Wilson's property, Community First, they all suck. Y'all gave him money for low income. They just built it and said, hey, you know what, we're just gonna build it, and we don't care about the upkeeping, we don't care about the property manager, we don't care about the people that has to live in them. Coolidge, guy, low income, fixed income, it rained inside his apartment like it was raining outside, molded all his clothes because he couldn't afford to wash them. It's not just one apartment, it's a couple apartments. Berkeley, this past weekend, found a lady in her apartment dead. They was calling the maintenance person so that they could do a wellness check. He would never answer. They put notices on everybody's door saying that they didn't pay, and they paid because the person or the group, the company prior, was stealing the money. Now they gave them a 7-day notice that they have to move out. Y'all gave them community block grant dollars. Y'all can audit, y'all can do whatever y'all like if y'all needed to. Let me hurry up. Michael, home led. People going in there stealing the people's stuff, man. She filed a police report. She made a complaint to the city. They took down her French doors and put up regular doors. She stayed out of her house. All they was supposed to change was doors and plugs. She hadn't been out of her house. She just got back in there today. She'd have been out of her house for 4 months just for doors and plugs. So that's something that y'all can look into also. The testing on Brownell Street. Candace, you know with your lab, your water lab, how bad Brownell Street and in that vicinity, if you didn't, I don't know if you know or not, I shouldn't say that. But Brownell, the water main, I found 8 cancers, multiple myeloma, over on Berkeley and Donaldson. My aunt passed away from cancer. My cousin passed away from cancer. 2 people across the street passed away from cancer. Up the block on Brownell is 5 more cancers. And then up the block from that is 6 more cancers. So that was the hot spot during the water crisis, right in that area. TTHMs was over 200 parts per billion. If you're gonna do a study or water testing, you need to do the perimeter of Fleming to Cloud Road and from Stewart all the way up to Flushing, because those homes over there was damaged and they really didn't look into them. We was finding Legionella all the way back there in the back by the park, over by Berkeley. It was Pontiac fever, Legionnaire, they call it Serial 6 or something like that. But everything needs to be tested over there. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Stanley Wood.
Good evening. First, the city clerk. I know you can't answer me right now, but I'd like to set up an appointment. Do you set up an appointment? I'll talk to you during intermission between the two. I brought my granddaughter here on Wednesday. She's working on a merit badge for her Boy Scouts. And one of the things, she had to view a council or a board meeting and stuff. And we were only able to be here for the finance, although I did watch the other 2 online. And I have to say, I was really impressed how the finance meeting went. I didn't tell her what to expect because I believe that everybody should make their own opinions. I feel there's bad apples in every bushel. The ones I might think are bad, other people might eat. So I just want to give you guys a little shout out. I think you guys did really good during the finance committee. For attendance, there was 1 person on time today. It's the same 1 person that's on time every meeting. Of course, you know, they call the meeting to order so they can call or get the slips so nobody else can talk. I think it's a form of trying to keep people quiet. It was 10 minutes from the time that the meeting was called to order until there was quorum. I don't know if these barriers are just a suggestion. I've seen somebody walk past today and talk to people. I was under the impression that the city people or the residents can't walk past the barrier. Maybe I could get a little clarification on that. Flint School Board. I don't know what to do about this. Their properties are horrendous. Zimmerman School, behind Zimmerman School, looks worse than a junkyard right now. It's unsafe, obviously. I've made plenty of phone calls down there. They just don't care. You know, it's just abandoned buildings. They don't care. So I want to know from the council, is there anything you guys can do to put a fire under them? And I kind of probably know that answer already, but, and then the last question I had on tonight's agenda, 250352T, which is the allocation of the opioid settlement. One thing that wasn't discussed, and I'd like to maybe hear that, is how much of this money is going to go to administrative costs? Because you know people don't do things for free. So I'd like maybe somebody to question that, you know, how are we going to control how much of that gets spent toward that? And I think that's it for right now.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Beverly Biggs Levy.
I'm Beverly Biggs Levy. Davina, I'm trying to figure out how long it's going to take for you decide what Leon's address is. That is very important for the first ward. If he doesn't live in the first ward, there's no reason he should be sitting in that seat. And I think you guys for standing up for domestic violence. LaShawn and Candace. This is so important that people are getting beat. And he think it's funny because he used to it. And until you guys, every time I get up, I'm going to talk about this domestic violence. Long as he's sitting over there in that seat. He shouldn't be in that seat. He should resign. He's not of the first ward. He's not a Flint. And you guys looking at it like it's nothing because he haven't been charged. He's been charged. Anytime the sheriff talk about it, every time you get on Facebook, Sheriff Swanson is talking about it. This is so important, and we cannot overlook domestic violence. People getting killed, people getting hurt. You know, he's saying he put PPO out on 9 people, and he's stalking us. That's ridiculous. He is stalking us. He got pictures of my house. He got pictures of my daughters. He got pictures of Art. He got pictures of Tanya. No telling how many other people he got pictures on. And he sits in that seat like it's nothing. You guys better wake up. This is serious. He should not be in that seat. And long as he in that seat, I'm going to keep asking, where do he live? Because it's not on Mott Street. Every 9 PPOs that he had put out on Sherman Avenue in Mount Morris Township. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Linda Poley.
Good evening, Council. My name is Linda Poley, and I live in the 9th Ward. I'm here tonight to talk about the allocation of the opioid funds to the Greater Flint Health Coalition. Can't hear me?
Can you please speak a little closer to the mic? We're competing with.
Closer to the
Yeah,
mic.
thank
Okay,
you.
I think everybody knows my name. I live in the 9th Ward. I am here to speak about the allocation of the funds to the Greater Flint Health Coalition. I don't think that there's anything you're going to be dealing with this year that's more important than this. I don't think there's a person in the entire city, whether they know it or not, who isn't directly impacted by the use of opioids, lawful or not, here in the community. And I think there would be a consensus, I haven't taken a survey, that this money needs to be spent effectively and wisely. And I am totally confident that this organization, they're the people to do it. They're the ones that have the capacity, They're the ones that have the experience. They have a wide network of funders and of providers and of supporters that will be necessary to implement this plan. And they wrote a plan, which is a hard thing to do, and nobody else has come forward. And I don't see any reason that you should ask anybody else to come forward. Heck, they've been doing this for longer than most people in this city have been alive. And I think that they have done a public service just by developing the plan and bringing it to you. Now, I agree with my representative that it probably isn't enough money, for starters. Now, $1.5 million, 18 months, gives them a chance not only to do the things they have to do to get ready, it gives them a chance to actually get the program implemented and be able to give you meaningful reports about how planning is proceeding and how effective it has been. I think it might be a risk. People might perceive it to be a risk, but I don't think it is. I haven't looked at there was a red book and a blue book. I haven't looked at the one that proposed additional monies. But I think you should give careful consideration to all of the proposals in increasing amounts. Now, there are a few things that I think you might want to consider. First, the charter, right up top, section 3101, says in addition to your legislative responsibilities, you are responsible for monitoring and investigating the business of the city.
Thank you.
Went fast. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The final speaker for this meeting is Tanya Jones.
The final speaker, thank you.
Good evening, my name is Tanya Jones. My son is a part of the opioid crisis, that's why I'm here, to address that the opioid crisis is real, and would you please really concentrate on what's going on with it and vote right for it. I don't know anything much about this people who's requesting the money for the opioid, because my understanding, number one is Leon got $150,000 of the opioid money, and I've been asking every time I come, why did he get $150,000 of the opioid money? So I don't understand that, because I don't know what MAID is for. You know, my main thing is it should be focused on opioid crisis, because my son is a part of it. So anything when it comes to the opioid or autism, I'm watching it, I'm looking at it, I'm gonna address it. So you got $150,000, but for what? You deal with people that get out of prison, you know, whatever you do over that end, you know what I'm saying? But opioid and autism, this is something serious. People overdose every day. Y'all get y'all grants and y'all go on with y'all life. But my thing is this opioid crisis is real, and my son is a part of it. Another thing is, the lady called me gal last week. She asked for the money and she said gal. I'm not her friend, so I'm not a gal. My name is Tanya Jones, and I'm a concerned parent about my son as part of the opioid crisis. So y'all gonna vote how y'all vote, and would you please just make sure you think, I don't even know where to go. I know about New Path, Sacred Heart. Where I wanna get my son help at is not even here in Flint. I wanna send my son to Roy. I'm fighting and getting guardianship and send my son away from Flint, because right now everything is so broken in Flint that I'm just addressing that people really need help. So if they want to help their people, get guardian and send them away from Flint, because Flint is broken anyway. So have a good night and do what's right.
Seeing as how that was the last person to speak during public speaking, it is now time for council response. Council members may respond once to all public speakers only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward, you have the floor.
Thank you. I want to address Mr. Wood. School board is a public entity. Not much we can do. It took me 1.5 years of going down to the school board, telling them children will die because they want to play on Washington School before they tore it down. Also, I did do the calculation. They're asking for 10% for administrative costs for the opioid funds, and that is low and normal and acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Burns, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who spoke. And Stanley Wood, I have been working with them. It is extremely difficult. That's where the camper was behind there, where the guy went to strip it and was there for a couple of days. Then he kindly removed it. He was a nice guy, but then it ended up on the east side in the 4th Ward. And so they've cleaned it up a couple times. There's a problem. We have a dumping problem. So I have spoken to all of them. I have worked to get the blight department to clean it up, and I've asked the school board. I don't think the school board ever made it out there, though. They have not. So it has not been on deaf ears. I promise you, getting them to move has been difficult. Also, Mr. Whitson, in regards to Berkeley Place and Coolidge, with the issues, which I've been in contact with them and going over the issues, yes, there are issues. Yes, there was an opioid overdose in Berkeley Place. There is bad dope in that area. They're telling me there's a drug house in the 3100 block of Berkeley, which is contributing to this problem. I don't know. I have turned it over to Fang. The lady did die. Unfortunately, her children had to come from out of town. But there are issues. We have a drug problem. We have someone who died on the front steps of Bethel Church, which is right there at Berkeley and Ballinger. We have a drug problem. That is why we don't have enough time, and I met with Senator Ananek, and I don't know if he's still in there, I can't see him, with the time I met, additional, and I appreciate that because this is a serious problem. It's serious, and it's in every single neighborhood, and we have to be conscious of it. And to the Color of Law women, kudos to y'all for packing the backpack care packs. If you can raise it up to hand out to the people with the opioid addiction, that they are taking our own monies and doing this. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Winfrey Carter, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I would like to thank all of the residents for being here. I would like to thank you for being engaged in the process. I do want to speak about the opioid crisis. I do agree that that money should be spent effectively. And when I say that, I think that that money should be spent on prevention, treatment, and recovery. We've had instances where some of that money have been spent to keep a center open over there on Clio Road. Now, I don't agree with that, and I did not vote for that because I think that that opiate money should be spent on those three things: prevention, recovery, and treatment. So, yes, you're absolutely correct. That money should be spent effectively. Thank you, and that's all I want to say, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 2nd Ward, you have the floor.
Thank you. We want to take the opportunity to remind residents that we do have an Office of Public Health. And the Office of Public Health, they are the middleman between you and services. So for those that may need different services, such as if you are a renter, you need a little assistance with your water bill, they have that there. And also, we have our director there, Ms. Sheba Ward. She also is willing to have conversations about strategically spending the opioid dollars, and so you all can see the City of Flint's opioid plan. And also, for those that do live in Flint Township, we have Mr. Gene Leverett. He is available to have that conversation as well. Just want to make sure that we are pointing the residents in the right direction so they can get the right resources that they need. And then we also see that we are in the midst of a food crisis, And so the Office of Public Health, they have compiled this list, which is available for all residents. If you would like one, you can definitely see me today. But if not, I encourage you to please see Miss Ward. She is on top of it. This is a list of all of our food pantry listings and our partners here in Flint and Genesee Council. It is called the Flint and Genesee Food Policy Council. So please take a look. They have places in Flint, Argentine Township, you name it, but right here. So we want to make sure that the residents have what they need in terms of the opioid spending. Let your voice be heard. Ms. Ward is there for it. And if you need food resources there, and also any other resources that you may not be sure of, reach out to the Office of Public Health. You can make a visit or you can give them a call. So thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response? Seeing as how there's no one else who wishes to speak during council response, I will take some time. I do just want to point out the fact that our meetings are posted to start at a certain time. And so anyone who's been paying attention has known for the past 2 years that I've been on council, I've been pushing for meetings to start at those times. Has nothing to do with any sheets or taking sheets or people not being able to fill out sheets. The meeting starts at the time that they are posted. And so in an effort to respect your time, for those who are on time here with me every week, I make sure that those meetings start on time. I also, and Ms. Winfrey Carter, I do understand that you have been adamant against us using opioid dollars for Clio Road. I do know that when we attempted to use that funding or use opioid funding to kind of help and get some opioid services on Clio Road, that initiative did not pass. The funding that's being used on Clio Road right now is not from the opioid dollars, but I do understand your stance because that's been your stance from the beginning. With that, I think I will go ahead and yield my time. We'll entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
Chair,
It's been moved by the councilman in the 8th Ward. Is there support?
I'll second that.
Supported by the councilman in the 1st Ward. Are there any separations?
Madam Chair,
Councilman in the 8th Ward, you have the floor.
250352,
2, 3, hold on one second.
that's all I have.
250352-T, which is the allocation of opioid settlement funds, Greater Flint Health Coalition. Is there anyone else who wishes to separate?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
250360.
360, which is request for water testing for Brownell Boulevard 34 through 3600 blocks. Do you have any more separations? All right. Is there anyone else who wishes to separate? All right, seeing how there are no more separations, this is the roll call vote for the consent agenda. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Oh, you know what? Sorry. The consent agenda will include resolutions 250346-T, which is the sale of city properties neighborhood works program, Mayor Neely's executive order. Resolution 250347-T, which is the issuance of public notice proposed modification City of Flint sewer use ordinance of industrial pretreatment. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
I'm sorry.
9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. The consent agenda passes on to council. Moving on to resolution 250352-T, which is the allocation of opioid settlement funds for the Greater Flint Health Coalition. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilman in the 8th Ward
move to council.
would like to move this to council. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman
Chair.
in the 6th Ward. Is there discussion? Councilman in the 8th Ward, you have the floor.
Through you to Mr. Ananick or whoever.
Absolutely. Will everyone who can speak to this resolution please join us at the lectern? Can we start this time, please?
Thank you guys for being here. As I spoke to you in the hallway, I can't can't support this today as in its current form. And I just want to be transparent in my conversation with you about the not knowing who this is going to and the transparency of how the grantees are selected. So if we can come up with something for that, I'm not opposed to increasing the opioid dollar amounts, or for that matter, giving you all of them. I mean, give them all to you as long as you can come up with a transparent way to do it, because I know if they stay in our coffers, we're going to piss them away. So, and that's a fact. And I think that your group would certainly do better with those dollars. I just want them to be transparent. And if we can find a way, and you may not need my vote, but if you can find a way to make sure that they're transparent, that 6 months down the road, we don't find out that they're given to a financial supporter or someone on this council, like, then you can get my support. And I don't, and I'm not telling you anything I didn't tell you in private, so I just want to make sure that my no vote today, if this isn't changed in its current form, that's why, and I just want to know the public that is why as well. I do support your firm, I don't know what we want to call it, your group, getting dollars, because I think if you look back at what we've already spent these opioid dollars on, I don't think any of them are going to be fruitful. And I think your expertise and whatever else can put those dollars to better use than what the city has been. I would say with the caveat, because we purchased ambulances, and that right there is something that I fought hard for, to make sure that we could provide ambulance service, because that was an issue. Outside of that, there's got to be better programs to help people that are in need and to stop this opioid crisis. With that being said, is there anything that you want to address or anything that you want to say based on what I have spoken of?
Well, first off, thank you, Councilman. And whether or not I need your vote or not, I wanted to earn it, as I think this is an issue that, if possible, should be all council members unified, because I think it is a really important issue for our community. And obviously, we'd be open to any transparency, conflict of interest language. Most of those things are in place in our operation anyway, but specifically what that language looks like, we'd be open to those kinds of amendments or whatever you'd like. Or as the process goes forward as a contract signing, I understand we could put that language in there. If that's not acceptable enough, I understand that. I mean, I respect the concerns you're bringing forward.
So I don't mind that. So you have conflict of interest with your group. How do we incorporate that with folks in the city, either employed or appointed? That's, if we could somehow incorporate that to encompass employees or appointed or kin thereof, I'd be all for it.
When I served on the council, it was a different charter, and there used to be language in there specific to that. I don't know if there still is anymore. I should know as a resident, but I didn't follow the approved charter rewrite a few years ago. I don't know if there's ordinances or things of that nature, but anything like that could be written into the contract. If that's not acceptable by tonight's vote, I understand. Obviously, we'll be coming back here multiple times to kind of give updates, both in written and in person, and there may be a time to extend that. If we want to show you first, I respect that as well, and obviously I'll let Kelly answer. But I think the concerns you have are completely fine to be addressed. I don't specifically know how to do that in the language, but I think we could figure something out.
I'll just add, I think to make it very easy and clear and transparent, having that language written in the RFP itself, so it's clear from the beginning, if you have that known conflict of interest, you are not eligible to apply. I think that's the easiest way, so everyone's on the same page from the very beginning. But I do agree with Jim. We also want to spell it out in the contract that we established with the City of Flint, because we want there to be trust, transparency, and confidence that we're giving these dollars to the people that we want to have them, and also keeping them out of the hands of folks that maybe should not, have that conflict of interest.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like the floor in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Burns.
Thank you. Thank you for meeting with me, because you cannot, as big as this problem is, we cannot do it with a total of 8 minutes to discuss it. It's just not an adequate amount of time. I have been very adamant of having a comprehensive public safety plan with a comprehensive opioid plan. So for me, I have been researching this for a couple of years, and to see your plan is comprehensive. And I don't know if people, but if you haven't researched it, but when I was speaking with former Senator, and I guess you'll always be a senator, right? So speaking with you, and we realized that it was some of the same research I have had that was some of the same places, which really speaks to intervention, prevention, dealing with the family, all of the, and some call it pillars. And then we talked about the Portland, Oregon program Cahoots, and how they don't send out the police, because with their data, they send out a medic, a social worker, and a therapist. And then it also helps with the police department, because they're usually the first ones on the call. And so I have been researching this for a couple of years. And so when and thank you, I'm gonna read this book. You may not like it when you get it back, because I do dog ear books, because I like books. But I think this is important. I am with Dennis, Councilman Pfeiffer, when he says, making sure that it's with an agency that has a proven track record. And the agencies that you're using, that we did go through, have a record, and they're in our community. I do not want these funds to be a slush fund for our opioid dollars to be used haphazardly for campaigning, and it has been. These dollars should be used to prevent intervention, continued education for this community with drug addiction, and it has not been that. You do work with Shebra, both of you, and have a good relationship from our public health office. But our public health office lacks the capacity and the talent to do what you can do. You're doing it. And you're working in the jails. You're working with Insight, other programs, RISE. And so when you're already in there, this is not I'm gonna start up an organization, I'm gonna become a drug rehab. No, it's not, no, we are not in these times. These people have serious drug addictions. And so I read the plan, but it was so similar, and when you said, well, we really got it from, we looked at this, and because it was similar. I'm appreciative, because when I asked during budget time about an opioid plan, what I was told was really scary, because we were using opioid dollars, which I'm all for medical equipment because our first responders, but the opioid plan is what I was told. The city's opioid plan, their opioid plan was, we got a couple of ambulances, we give them some Narcan, we take them to the hospital, and that's it. I was so appalled, because my thing is then we work together. And I know some of the people the talent that people that you have worked with are no longer here, where you started out Faith. Faith was passionate about this. And Faith literally protested right over there, with her own son. I think Faith got in trouble for that. But she was adamant that we do not run through these dollars and make sure that we use them for their intended use. Because what we have to understand is that people are dying every day from opioid overdose. Families go worried about their family members with opioid overdose. And we should have had a plan in place before we got the opioid dollars, as to make sure we didn't misuse one penny of it. Not one penny of this should be used, because I did get a call on a Saturday, because they didn't know who to call about an opioid overdose. And when the apartment complex, when they called the residents, it happens all the time, because I have said, I have bad dope in my neighborhood. I have bad dope in that neighborhood that they're selling. And this is not the first death that has happened. And so I'm gonna advocate, and I do want it to be, it's gonna be a couple more times in conversations where it does need to be in how the money is used, reporting back, because we owe it to our community to be transparent, that we're working with you, whatever organization, to save people from overdose and death. So thank you for meeting with me. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Kelly, on our conversation, I made it clear that I didn't want new people involved in it too. That I felt that this was such an important issue, that experience mattered. And we talked about different treatments that my family have found to be successful. So my biggest problem with this is that it's only for 1 year. I said that Wednesday. And I'm gonna, if this resolution as presented needs to be amended to an 18-month, then I will support that, because I don't think any program worth its salt, we can't even get good data at a year point. Because we want those people who go through a treatment program to be successful, and you can't get that data for a long-term success. We know there's relapses. That addiction is powerful. You know, my sister has said I can talk about her. She's had a heart attack as a result of it. She OD'd 3 times before Narcan, and she came through it. But her health isn't great. At 70, she's not all that well. But she's been clean for 34 years. But she went through a 1-year treatment program. So that's where I'm at on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else, I will go ahead and take my time. I just have a couple of questions, and I think a couple of them are going to be geared toward our attorney. I know that the first time that, Madam Attorney, the first time that they came to council, they had 2 contracts in front of us. They had an orange one, which was multi-year, and a blue one, which was just for 1 year, that we all agreed should be 18 months. And as I'm reading this resolution, it just says in the therefore be it resolved section, it says, therefore be it resolved that the appropriate city officials are authorized to do all things necessary, including executing any necessary agreements to appropriate funding for revenue and expenditures in the amount of $1 million to the Greater Flint Health Coalition, and make any remaining funds available in future fiscal years. And so it's making me wonder, are we speaking to, when we were saying future fiscal years, are we talking about that orange contract or that blue one? And have you had an opportunity to see either?
Through the chair, I have not seen either of those agreements. I did reach out to administration, and I have a copy of the one, I believe that's for a year.
Okay.
But I have not seen the one that's multi-year.
Because what I want to do and what I am willing to support, and it's nothing against your organization, because I know your organization does great work. I know you do this particular work very well. But I want to make sure that as we're partnering with these dollars, that we are partnering well with these dollars. And so when it says here in the resolution, any remaining funds available in future fiscal years, it makes me feel like we're talking to multiple years and then giving out more money without it having to come back to council for us to then move forward after the 18 months. And so I want to make sure that as we're doing this, we are talking about just 18 months and not the multi-year contract. And then also, on the be it further resolved, and it says provide quarterly spending reports related to programming. Again, Madam Attorney or Madam Clerk, whichever one of you can help me with this. I just want to make sure that it says and providing quarterly spending reports to council and administration, because I just want to make sure that we're
through the chair. Mm-hmm. So the way I would answer both of your questions, for question 1 about multi-year, as it is written here, mm-hmm. this indicates that if the money is not spent, that it would also go to a next year. So if they are not able to spend $1 million, any of those remaining funds would follow to the subsequent fiscal years.
Thank you for that, because I want to make sure we're talking about an 18-month contract and not a multi-year contract.
Right, there's no indication here that this is for 18 months, though.
So is there anything that you can suggest that we do tonight that it makes it clear that it's 18 months? Is there, or Madam Clerk, is there anything that we can do tonight if we need to turn it into a .1? Is that even necessary? I just want to make sure that that part is clear and that we're not holding up these dollars going where they need to go.
I would recommend adding the 18-month language so that it's clear from your resolution. And it would also be in your contract as well. And then for the be it further resolved paragraph, if you want quarterly spending reports related to programming to go to administration and city council, I think that's an easy fix there.
Okay, so, and if I'm understanding you, and I got about 53 seconds left, I'm gonna start with the be it further resolved. So then if we did a .1, that would now read that the Greater Flint Health Coalition shall collaborate with city administration and the Office of Public Health to develop programs that are in alignment with the opioid settlement remediation requirements and provide quarterly spending reports related to programming to administration and council. And then if we're looking at the other page where it's just therefore be it resolved to the Greater Flint Health Coalition, I want to know, how do we put the 18 months in there? How do we? Because if we, at the very least, just change those two things to the .1, I'm good to move on this.
Right, and the therefore be it resolved paragraph, you could put something to the effect that city council approves the spending plan for 18 months and then keep everything else. So you're basically adding a sentence at the beginning that would reference 18 months.
I know, I'm just trying to see if we can get this sentence, and if we just change it to a .1 now before we go into a second round, unless you just need a second round. No problem. I want the language too, though. All right, Madam Clerk, if we could please have just about a 7-minute recess.
Okay.
Order without objection.
Thank you.
Okay.
I got it.
issue. If we could have all council members take their seats. All right, we are ending our recess. Roll call. Madam Clerk.
Okay, it is 5:40 PM. Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
No, we're not doing time anymore.
Ms. Johnson? Ms. Priestley?
Present.
We're not
Ms.
doing
Winfrey
time
Carter?
limit on it anymore, so we're gonna
Present.
do the dollar
Ms.
amount the same.
Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mashat?
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Present.
Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 9 members present.
There are 9 members present. No, it's not gonna be. Thank you. So we have been able to come to a consensus as a council. If they could, that group could please join us at the lectern again. Thank you. So we are all in support of making sure that these dollars go to an organization that will make sure they go to organizations that will make sure that the community get them and they're spent correctly. There are just a couple of changes that we need to make in this language to make this a .1. So it'll be 250352-T. The first change, Madam Clerk, will be at the "be it further resolved" portion. And it's just at the very end, so it'll just say, be it further resolved that the greater, go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to make sure we're not doing this under time or emotion.
Oh, I do need a motion.
Whose time is it?
Oh,
It's out to,
it's nobody's time, really. It's nobody's time. Just make the motion and we'll support, and I'll support. Okay, I want to make a motion to do 250352.1 with the following language. Okay, I gotta give you the language real quick. Be it further resolved that the Greater Flint Health Coalition shall collaborate with city administration and the Office of Public Health to develop programs that are in alignment with the opioid settlement remediation requirements and provide quarterly spending reports related to programming to administration and city council. So that is the first, in this, and then the second, The city attorney is going to read off, but before we do that, I know that we were talking about the 18-month caveat. What we're going to do, again, because this is new for all of us, is we are not going to do a time limit. It's not going to be 12 months or 18 months. We just want to see how the first million goes, and then with those quarterly reports, and then we'll go from there. So we won't look at a year or 18 months with that. And then the city attorney does have the second change to the language. Madam Attorney.
Thank you. Through the chair. So this whereas paragraph, as requested to be included by council, will go right above the chart that's listed, and it would state, whereas Greater Flint Health Coalition shall not award any contract to vendors that present a conflict of interest as defined under state law and section 1-602 of the Flint City Charter.
Madam Clerk, that is the end of that language. And so I make a motion to change that language, changes to 0.1, using both.
One other thing, through the chair.
Yes.
I just want to make sure you stated the correct resolution number. Did you say 351?
No, 352.1.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Request for information. In that change, is there quarterly reports? I didn't hear that. It was hard. I heard it was
Yeah,
low.
it was, I'm sorry.
I couldn't hear the city attorney.
No, so I did the quarterly report when that was the first one.
Okay.
That says that, basically the end of that language is and provide quarterly spending reports related to programming to administration and city council.
Okay. Thank you.
And who seconded this amendment? Mr.
I did.
Pfeiffer?
Support.
Okay, roll call. Dr. Lewis? This is on to amend to a point one?
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin?
Yes.
That's 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. That has been minute to 250352.1.
Madam Chair,
Councilman in the 8th Ward.
send it to council.
There's been a motion to send to council by the councilman in the 8th Ward. Is there support?
Support.
I'll take 4th Ward. Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 4th Ward. Is there discussion for point 1?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
Thank you. So just for clarity, we're changing the month. I mean, where there is it 12 months?
There's no time.
No time limit.
Right.
We're given 1 million quarterly reports, which means if the program is going good, you could, when you give your report, you can always come back. I mean, you've got a track record, and I've looked at those agencies, and I know this will get you going. I know we lack the capacity, and we just don't have the capacity to run it. So this will get you going, which is a 9 vote, which is good that we all agree on that. So looks like this is going to pass, and I do support that, but I know there will be further conversations because we want to make sure that that money is spent helping the residents with this. And I want to thank you. Thank you for coming forward with this. I appreciate that. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Councilman in the 8th Ward.
I just want clarity on the quarterly reports. Like, are we saying which quarter and when does that start? Does that start 3 months from today, 3 months from January 1st? When, because they might not execute the contract until sometime in November, December. So when we're not looking for a quarterly report on January 1, right? I guess, what does that quarterly time frame look like? Maybe when would you be?
We can, I mean, Kelly runs the program. I mean, we could run from date of signature of contract, we could do the first quarter in in 2026, and then, so it'd be a little bit longer than the quarter for the first one. I mean, everyone after that's a quarter, so that we're on the calendar quarter year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever you guys want is fine. I'm
That
happy to do
sounds
it however you'd like to do it.
That sounds fine.
I'm fine with like March
So the first
1st being the
one's-
first one. I mean, that's, or
Yeah.
April 1st, I guess, would be the beginning of the new quarter, but I don't know. Madam Chair, through you to the city attorney, how would that work
Could they just do a
contractually?
Right, through the chair, I would say
Projected.
that however council wants that, and it's in agreement with the Greater Flint Health Coalition, we can put that in the contract.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we good with
Is it
April
possible
1st?
to do projected or just go straight to?
No, I don't.
That's
We
fine.
want actual
I don't
numbers,
care.
right?
I'm fine with that.
Are you good with having a first one being April 1st?
Are y'all
Would be
good with
the-
that?
You guys are, sure.
Then, we just probably just have the attorney note that and put that on the contract. April 1st would be
everybody good with
the first quarterly. Do we need to make an amendment on that, or you're good with that?
No,
Okay.
she's good with that.
Okay. Then that was my only concern. I just want to make sure, and then obviously you can go through the clerk to make sure that those come to council.
Is everybody good with that? They're good with it.
Yeah, however you want to do it. That's what I was assuming we'd do, whatever
So,
you want.
so when we speak of, like, what are the metrics we're going to actually see on those quarterly reports? Like, what kind of data can we look forward to seeing?
Great question. So it'll obviously vary by grantee, but I'll be requesting as a part of the RFP process for them to have a data collection process built into their grant. We'll be looking at output, so if it's prevention or recovery focused and they're doing outreach, we'll look at number of resources distributed, number of people that they're engaging with. If they're providing some kind of service, we'll be looking at number of participants. We'll be measuring through survey data, understanding people's change in behavior. We'll be looking at if it's, again, outreach, number of harm reduction resources distributed. If it's recovery, we'll be looking at number of events held. So it's kind of a broad catching question to answer, but we're going to be looking at all of those metrics, both qualitative and quantitative, so looking at numbers and stories. And that's something that we will provide to this council. In addition to, are we on track with spending? What were the lessons learned? Some of the things that we'll be funding will be innovative, because some of the things that are funded, or the limitations of things that aren't funded right now, are because other channels of funding don't allow for those things, but we know that they work. And so we'll be reporting on how an innovative approach is working, or changes that we had to make based on what we thought we knew, and now we're changing a different course. We'll be sharing that lessons learned component as well.
Okay, this one last thing, and I don't want to be insensitive to someone living outside of Flint, but these are Flint dollars. How are we going to focus these dollars specifically? Because you guys are a countywide organization. How are we going to focus that these dollars get utilized for City of Flint residents?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we can control for is asking our partners that receive grant dollars to track that metric. So number of people by zip code, we can track that information. Also awarding funds to organizations and agencies that are within the city of Flint, so they're rooted in this community. I think I said when we were approaching council in the last meeting, we do see a lot of folks travel into the city to use substances, to obtain their substance of choice, to access treatment services. And I think it is a benefit and value to serve those folks as well with these dollars, because we're trying to alleviate the problem.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want, like, if we're going to save a life, I don't care where they live, but I just want to make sure that any maybe treatment focused or anything like that, we serve the folks in the city of Flint first. And then if we have extra, then we can, expand that circle. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 3rd Ward, you have the floor.
All right, I was wondering, we saying that you guys also work for the county, is the county able to contribute because they also got funding for opioids? Because we said we servicing everybody, correct, pretty much?
Yes.
So is the county also contributing?
Yes, and actually we have a representative from the county here today who missed the window for public comment, but hopefully we can get her up here soon to share support. We're very interested in collaborating and combining funds so we can have that greater impact. So that's definitely something we've been talking about and we're very committed to through our partnership with the county.
Okay, do we know how much they will probably be contributing? Are they matching $1 million, or are they bringing $2 million? Because you said we're servicing everybody. And I think that the opiate dollars that we have should be for the city of Flint residents, unless the county is also coming in, making some contributions as well.
I agree. So the county is still working on their own RFP development process, so that is to be determined. However, I would see today as a great step forward in understanding what is possible in terms of a county match or contribution and how we can collaborate. So I don't have that answer today, but it is something that we're very much interested in exploring, again, to have that greater impact for everybody. But of course, we want to make sure that these dollars, first and foremost, serve the residents of the city of Flint.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilman in the first ward, you have the floor.
I would like to just add what my colleague in the third ward had mentioned about the collaborations. Are you guys also reaching out to the foundations and so forth to try to maybe leverage these dollars and make it be able to go beyond a year?
So I think I'm going to take a different approach to answering your question, and tell me if I didn't answer it correctly. I think one of the benefits and value of issuing dollars to community-based organizations, but especially our grassroots partners, is to help them demonstrate that what they're doing works and it has impact. And I think it develops a clear path for sustainability where our foundation partners and our other funding sources that are local can come alongside of them and say, okay, now you have proof of concept. Now there's data to back what you're doing. Now we want to have that conversation. We can see that it works. So I think at this point, it would be beneficial to demonstrate proof of concept, show that it works, show that they have the capacity, and then we can make those connections and help build that capacity and those relationships with those foundations and other funding sources.
Okay, thank you. I yield.
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the fourth ward.
I just want to clarify Mr. Pfeiffer's thought about April 1st, that the quarter should end March 31st. So the first report should go through March 31st, not April 1st. Just clarifying that. Or, because I've heard April 1st, so that's how I was just verifying that, because I know that you can't get a report. Madam Chair.
Can we pause the time? Excuse me, RL. You're loud, and we're trying to have a meeting. Please start the time.
And I also would like to, through you, Madam Chair, to the representative from the county, I'd like to hear from him now. If we, she.
Perfect. Could she please join us at the lectern?
Go ahead and give us your 3-minute speech.
Well, I am counsel. I appreciate it. Marlene Colick, Genesee County Community Engagement and Justice Services. We've been honestly positively challenged to work with our opioid settlement funds. Just like you guys, we have taken our time in spending our dollars also. The last year and a half, we have done our due diligence to grab some technical support by Michigan State University. They have done a community assessment. Greater Flint Health Coalition was totally part of that initial process with our advisory board. At this moment in time, our Board of Commissioners last week approved for us to begin, it goes up this Wednesday for final board approval through committees last week. It was approved to go through for us to finally appoint a steering team, removing all conflict of interest so that we can begin our request for proposal process. And then once that appointment process comes in at about 60 days, a steering team committee will be selected and appointed, and then we will begin to create a core remediation plan to submit to our Board of Commissioners, which mirrors more than a little bit more than what has been suggested through Greater Flint Health Coalition submission to you. So I'm ecstatic for this process to begin to take some toes to the water, if you will, and getting our feet well for the humans. And Ms. Jones, I heard you. And so if you ever want to meet with some services or anything like that, we want to hear the community. And so Michigan State University, when they came out, they met with humans. And I apologize, we did not meet with you. and I want to give you that due diligence on that. So we want to hear, we want to help our neighbors, and we want to offer all services and meet humans where they're at. And so we're totally a partner with them. And I can't answer any specifics of dollars, but what I can say is they will have the opportunity of presenting this now to our Board of Commissioners and having our support on our opioid settlement team to say this is what our City of Flint Council has approved and has offered them the helm to host these dollars and begin to initiate a partnership for our community members. Hopefully I've answered some stuff for you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of
Ma'am,
discussion?
I did
Oh, I'm
not
sorry.
yield my time. I also want to say that I know who you've been working with to help develop this, and I have high regards for that organization. And so I'm glad that we're getting this done.
You're welcome, Judy. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in the first round of discussion? All right, seeing as how there's no one else who wishes to speak in the first round of discussion, is there anyone who would like to take some time in the second round? Seeing as how there's no one in the second
Through the
round, this is
chair.
the, Madam Attorney.
I did have one last thing. So if there are contractual provisions that council is looking for to be included in the contract, that you email me so that we can get those and certainly work with the Greater Flint Health Coalition on that. So especially as far as it comes to the metrics and what you're looking for to be included in the quarterly reports.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Clerk Donahue, can you make sure that we get an email reminder of that, like tomorrow or some other time, just to make sure? Because I know everybody wants to get moving on this, and we might forget. This is the roll call vote for Resolution 25035-2.1-T, which is the allocation of opioid settlement funds, Greater Flint Health Coalition. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Al-Alamin?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. Resolution 25035-2.1-T, which is the allocation of opioid settlement funds of Greater Flint Health Coalition, has moved to council. Moving on, thank you so much. Moving on to Resolution 250-360-T, which is the request for water testing for Brownell Boulevard, 3400 through 3600 blocks. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
motion to send it to council.
There's been a motion to send to council. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported. I'll take first ward by the councilman in the 1st Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
I do want to, we had talked about last week, and I think they're walking around here with with his water filters, which are black from mold, and I just taken a look at those. I do know that, yep, those. We need to expand that area, as I have been talking to, and I stated last week, Arthur Woodson, who comes every week, every meeting, and speaks out about everything, had an aunt and a cousin die in that same house on Brownell. He is in 2 blocks down where those filters came from. And then across the street, in that block, I think it was 5 between, I think, Sunny and Stewart on Brownell. There were 5. Not mentioning between Sunny and, is it Myrtle? And Myrtle, and then Sunny and Pasadena. I do know that when we went through, because we did have a case of Legionnaires on Concord, and we handed out flyers, and there were a lot of people who had aggressive cancers when we knocked doors, which went all the way actually to Flushing Road. And on the corner of Concord and Winona, I finally got them to put in an automatic flusher because there was problems with the system. So that was put in about a year ago. And because there was issues with the water being stagnant, as Mr. Woodson said, is PFAS, TTHM, cyanide, there's bacteria, and other other issues that can cause damage. I think we need to expand that not just to Brownell if we're doing it, because they're all on that same system. And so I think we had stated we do Stewart to Clio to Fleming to Flushing, because we have got a lot of, yeah. That's coming. Brownell turns into Ballinger at Welch. So if we take it all the way down, and it's everything pretty much on that west side that we had problems, because that is the end of the system over there where Old Northern, well, it used to be New Northern, now it's burnt up Northern, unfortunately. But to have that area, because we had aggressive cancers going all the way down from that Ballinger, which is turns into Brownell at Welch on that west side, and then coming for that square area. So I would like to expand the area, because I think we need to take care of all of our residents if we're talking about getting the water tested, because he's right at that, like maybe 4 or 5 houses down from Pasadena on Brownell. And so it needs to be, it needs to go further down, because there are issues. I've seen people who have been sick. We know people who have died, numerous people who have died. And some of these are people who have been in the same household, that I don't think that's just a coincidence. You're in the same household and you know, you contract, you know, cancers, and it's the same aggressive type of cancer. And we do know that our water system infrastructure was, our water was compromised, our water system was compromised, and people are now dealing with these issues. So I would like for it to go further so that we can be as thorough. I don't know if it's any other area, but I know the gentleman with Roy would come here, and he has given us pictures. He's given us file folders. I've been to his house, and I think it was 2 homes right side by side. And it's something that we have to pay attention to. And if we can do something legislatively, we need to do it from our end, because those filters are black. I mean, we usually see rust. It's not uncommon in some homes because of the pipes are old. You'll see it like a brown that's collected in it, but I can't say that I've seen filters to be jet black. I have not seen it, and it's multiple filters in that bag. I don't even want to touch the bag. So I'm just asking for that to be expanded, but I'll yield my time so that my colleagues can have their time. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Ms. Burns, I understand your concern about expanding the testing area, but we don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know what the results are. I'm going to support the proposal as it is, and once we get results, then we can determine expanding that range. And also, it will probably have to go to bid, so we will have a dollar amount that it will cost. And that's important because this is not in the budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 5th Ward.
Well, I mean, I don't see a reason why we can't expand it. What we're asking for is not in the budget. So if we're gonna do something as far as the budget, then we need to include the whole parameter of everything, that whole west side. I mean, if we're gonna do something, let's do it all. And that's my say on it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else in the first round of discussion, I will take some time. So there are a couple of things here, right? 2 things are true at once. We do not know exactly who's going to do the testing or how much the testing is going to cost, but also I feel like we're doing that fine line of walking of what happened to us. And when I mean us, I mean everybody in the city as a whole in 2015 and 14 when we were telling other people, hey, there's a problem, and no one was listening. And so what I don't want us to do is to do the same thing that happened 10, 11 years ago. And the fact that we had a problem, it was said time and time again that we have a problem and no one listened. I think that when you look at the fact that filters are turning black, it could be mold, it could be manganese, it could be quite a few things. And then you mix that with the fact that you had people in that area who had cancer, several different people. So now you have a little cluster happening there of cancer. And so while it is not ideal to make a decision without a full number, it is also not ideal to tell someone, I don't know that I can care about what's happening in your life right now because I don't have a number of what that'll cost me to care. So I want us to be careful with the words that we're using when we start talking about water and lives. Like, we have to be really careful with that. So what I would like to do, I want us to test these blocks, yes. Can we get a better idea of what Councilwoman Burns is asking for? Can we get a better idea, an approximate, a roundabout number of houses that we're talking about testing in total? Because right now, and I believe either Dr. Lewis or Councilwoman Winfrey Carter, can you tell me how many houses we're talking about right now in this specific area that we have on paper? How many houses are we talking?
Approximately 40. 40.
40 in this, what you're talking about right here? From the 34 to the 3,600 is 40?
Right.
Thank you. And then, so how many houses are we talking additionally?
So we're looking at an area, and everyone's probably not, people don't all get their water tested. And I don't even think that one went down to the Stewart Street, but we know we have 5 deaths. I don't think that block was included, but 5 known deaths. And so that 40, with this one, it doesn't even include that. So I think we need to expand. So I don't know, we're probably looking, if you're looking, because it is a populated area, but everyone isn't going to get their water tested. So you're probably looking about 4,000 people. But I do know with talking with people, because some people have had it, you can call for black mold and they will come out to test. You can tell them that you got issues. But people, if we're highlighting this, and we've had it on Concord and Clement, we've had it on Barth, and that is just down the street.
I just need a number so that we can say, instead of blocks, we can say X amount of houses in this parameter.
I mean, it's hard, I don't have the number, but even if we're looking at that one, we're still not dealing with the block that we know that there were deaths between Sunny and Stewart. And so if we're looking between Sunny and Stewart, we had 5 deaths of confirmed Yeah, I gave the parameter. I mean, that's yeah, we can't. 1,000?
It's not 1,000, it's not gonna be that many. So
200?
we don't know how much it
costs.
costs.
For any of it, actually.
So can we just say for now, we'll look at testing 100 houses, and then if there needs to be more added, because I can't picture
like
it.
The parameter, but only 100 in that parameter? I'm good with if we're gonna do 100, and then if we need to expand it, but in the parameter of Stewart, Fleming, Clio Road, taking it down, Ballinger, Brownell turns into Ballinger, taking it down to Flushing. Because I think that'll give us a good sample of what is going on.
It will. It'll give
Okay.
you a snapshot of sorts. So we can amend this to say 100 houses in whatever that parameter is, but making sure the emphasis on these 40 houses, knowing we have 60 left.
Yeah.
If that, everybody thinks that's good. Everybody good with that? Judy's looking at me like money. Yeah. I so move. So, Madam Clerk, we're gonna make it a point one. We're just figuring out the language again.
Are we on a break for that? Do you need me to go over to speak to her while you do that?
Yeah, can we just have 5 really quick minutes to figure out the language? 5-minute recess without objection. No, you wanna know why? Fun fact, we right, if all council members could please join us. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Okay. Returning to order at 6:21. Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis? Is not in.
Carr.
Ms. Johnson?
Present.
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Present.
Ms. Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mashat?
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Present.
Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
Dr. Lewis?
Present.
You have 9 members present.
We have 9 members present. So after some discussion amongst the council, I think we've come to the consensus that we will move forward with the 34 through 3600 blocks. And then we are going to look at the perimeter of the rest of what Councilwoman Burns is moving forward and then move forward with that. But what we don't want to do is have the people on 34 through 3600 block continue to wait for testing that they've been waiting for. So,
Request for information.
go ahead. I'm gonna start the second round of discussion too, though. So it's up to you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're stating that we're gonna just do 34 and 3600 block?
While you get the.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
she's getting ready. We're getting ready to get that, and I'll send it over to you. Thank you.
All right. So in the second round of discussion, is there anyone who would like the floor? Seeing as how there's no one in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote to send Resolution 250360-T, request for water testing Brownell Boulevard, 34 to 3600 block, to council. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson? The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 9 yes, 0 no. Resolution 250360-T has been sent to council.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn by the councilman in the 8th Ward, supported by the councilman in the 1st Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Yes. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Vote is 8 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 8 yes, 0 no. The time is now 6:24 p.m. on Monday, October 27th. The Special Affairs Committee meeting is adjourned.
I gotta call my friend and wish her a happy birthday.
Them things is jet black with mold.
I'm trying to pull this, it ain't even moving. The internet over here. Okay, it's gonna pull up. It's not coming up. Okay, so Flint property portal is down. Look what it gives me. Yep, it's down. That's a problem. That is a problem. Where'd that guy go for the name of his, oh, let me try that Google Earth. Stewart Street. Street.
Stanley, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you? Oh, my goodness. Whoa. Right, man, what Well, oh, look, who left in planning and development? They all done quit, Lee. Because they have. Ashley gone. Several of them gone. I think 4 of them gone out of there. Because you can't, Tyler quit, but then they said he would stay for another 30 days. I include the last one in that part. See, this is a heavily populated area. I can't create a map through Google, what's the name, because it's down.
cannot get, our Flint property portal is down. I gotta learn how, I've never been on the county. Oh. Okay. No, okay. Yeah.
Two. Stop it.
Shoot, I think I've been up too long.
Okay, I need that one. Through that one.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I sure do.
And I ain't my thyroid.
Oh, thankfully, even though I've had thyroid cancer, I'm not on thyroid medication.
Why, you got your thyroid?
I have half of it.
You're still supposed to practice.
I don't need to. I don't need to. My thyroid works.
Half of mine work.
Mine works fully, in fact.
So let me just tell you how my hair would grow back. So the piece that was taken out, it'll be here.
Oh. No, my,
So I wasn't taking it then, and then I was like, okay, now I can't even roll. I don't have I didn't have thyroid cancer, but I had a nodule on my thyroid, both times.
I had a nodule
And
which
within 10 years apart, but it was thyroid cancer.
I did, yep. Yeah, but it was fully contained, and they suspected it was, but when they biopsied the nodule,
All right, Madam Clerk and Attorney, we're just waiting on you so we can get started. The time is now 6:46, and the city council meeting is now being brought to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Present.
Ms. Johnson?
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Present.
Ms. Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mashat?
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Present.
Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 9 members present.
We have 9 members present. So now it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Priestley, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? So now it's time for the prayer of the blessing, but before we move on, we would like to acknowledge those that may have transitioned. Anyone have anyone they would like to honor?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Ms. Mashat.
I would like us to send up a prayer for Jonathan Ernest and the passing of his wife, so please pray for their family.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Alamin.
Oh, damn. Candace just mentioned it, but I want to echo that. That's my cousin, so yeah, I want to pray for her.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Winfrey Carter.
I would like to pray for the family of Mr. Lamel Adams, the family of Mr. Harvey Phillips, the family of Mr. Corey Nolden, and the family of Mrs. Doris Smiley.
All right, anyone else? Hearing no one else, I would like to acknowledge a fellow councilman from the Southfield City Council, Dr. Lloyd C. Cruz. Dr. Lloyd C. Cruz passed away in office. So now we will have a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. So now we will move on with the prayer or the blessing. Mr. Jarrett, would you please lead us in the prayer of the blessing?
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
So now it's time for the reading of the disorderly person city code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. So now it's time for any requests for agenda changes.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
I do have an add-on request resolution.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
There you go.
is that the,
Yes, he has one. Okay. So,
Also, Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
We did have another add-on that we had hoped to present. The add-on that I just handed out is resolution for an independent investigation by the Michigan State Police concerning the residency status of city council members.
Okay, and this resolution comes from where?
That's an add-on from Sixth Ward Council Member Burns.
Okay.
And the other add-on that we had hoped to bring this evening is a resolution to establish the Absolute Property Rehabilitation District at 703 South Grand Traverse Street. This was one that came late today because you'd already had your public hearing, but you never adopted a resolution to establish the district. However, the format that it is in, that's what I was just speaking with the city attorney about. It is not in the correct format, and in order for us to do it in the right format, it's going to take some time, so we don't know if we'd be able to have that prepared in time for you this evening. So as of right now, we're going to have to hold off on this other add-on.
Okay, thank you. And so in terms of this resolution that is brought to the floor to be added on, we will, we would take a roll call vote to determine if the body want to add it. You know, don't know. I'll add it without objection.
I object.
Oh, okay. We have an objection. So we are looking to add resolution for an independent investigation by the Michigan State Police concerning the resident status of council members. And so we will, Madam Clerk, question, do we usually discuss the add-ons? It's been a minute. Did we discuss these? The adding on, or do we go straight to the vote?
Normally, you do not hold a vote for an add-on, you just add it on. So I would imagine that you would have to discuss it if it's added on, but normally you do not have a roll call for add-ons.
Okay. All right, so we have an objection, so we can't add it, so we clearly must have a vote if we wanted to add it on, right?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Mr. Piper.
I make a motion to add on number 1 to the agenda.
Okay.
Support.
All right, it has been moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 6th Ward. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
So I believe in transparency, and I believe we should be transparent because I know there have been concerns and over the years that people have wondered where certain people live, including myself. So myself is added to that, and I just wanted to be very clear because I have nothing to hide. I live where I live. I stay where I stay. There were statements made that I don't last council meeting, and so I am willingly put myself in it because I am not, I should be held to the same standard. I live where I live, so I am willing to put my name in it to be voluntarily investigated because I have no problem with that. I have no problem with it. And while they're here, if they can, they're investigating, if they can help me find out where to put the 60 pair of shoes that's in my living room, because I'm a rather busy person. So this is important so that we can move forward. People make allegations about where people live. I live where I live. Have no reason to hide it or to lie about it. So that is my one reason. The other concern is mine, is because I do know that we have a councilman, he's tethered to the same street that I'm on, which is Berkeley. So I am concerned about that. I do also know that the address that he lives at, that's on where he was to be elected, there is a registered sex offender that lives there and has complied since 2023 with a lease. So these are things that we need to discuss. And I have no problem having an independent investigation at all, because I know that if I have to live in my ward, which is why I ran, then we all should. That is part of the charter, that we live where we live. And I do know that when you have a person who is a registered sex offender, who is on tether, You cannot have two people tethered to the same address. And it is. And you cannot have that. And not just that, the parole board in Lansing has stated that the person has complied and that there are no children. And she is registered every month. And to put her in jeopardy by using that address is a problem. I was asked in 2019, actually by the mayor, to run for, I think it was state rep then, it was against Cherry. And I told him, I don't live there. I wasn't running then, I was working for the city. And so when we hold each other to these standards, when people try to say this, if you have nothing to hide, then it should be a yes vote. And that's just where I stand. I live where I live, and I think we all, it is coming to question that we need to clear it out. And not with our department, we need to have an independent agency to do that. I know he is tethered to the same street that I'm on. I've seen him before I've turned on, he's turned off of my street. I know he filed a PPO on me and said I am a known cocaine and known alcoholic.
Excuse me, Ms. Burns, let's go ahead and keep it relevant. Thank you.
Yeah, well, this is why we need to make sure when they make these allegations that I don't live where I live, we need to make sure that people are putting the truth out here and to become familiar and comfortable with the truth out here. And so that is what I will be doing. So I have no problem with myself, you know, at all. And so that's why I did not omit myself, although his residency has been brought into question, but I included myself too. So I yield the floor.
All right, thank you. Anyone else would like to speak in the first round?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Ms. Mashat.
So, once again, political games. Because there's no reason for my name to be on here other than someone is upset that people had something to say about where they lived. This is basically, and even though it's already public record, this is doxing in the sense that I just want to draw attention to you, where you live, and try and be funny. I don't understand why there's an obsession with harming people or putting people in harm's way or endangering people. But that seems to be a theme that keeps happening on this council. I have no reason to lie about where I live. My residency has never been in question. I'm on here simply as a byproduct of someone trying to be funny. I'm upset for the same reason you would be upset. Of somebody drawing attention to your address.
Excuse me, I'm bringing you to order, Councilman Mashat, and as well as the person who spoke out. I didn't see you. Ma'am, no one's talking to you, please. And
that was not you. It was not you. I know exactly who it was. It was not you. Okay, go ahead and give her a warning since you want to take somebody else's. Tanya Jones is saying it was her, but it wasn't, but she wants the warning.
Oh, that's fine. So thank you, Ms. Jones. That's your warning. Now proceed, Mrs. Mashat.
Again, it's all political pageantry. It's all a game every single solitary time. There's never at any point in time a wish to be professional, a wish to be courteous, or a wish to, at the very least, be humane and not try to endanger or ruin someone else's life. Like, it's old and it's tired and it's sad. Because when the second ward councilwoman's life was in danger, everybody made jokes. But then when the sixth ward councilwoman's life was in danger, all of a sudden she needed a police escort. It just keeps being game after game after game. Sitting up here trying to do my job, doing my best to be cordial and get along with everyone. But when you start playing games with my life and my personal safety, it becomes a whole other thing. And we both know that that person likes to play games with people's personal safety because she pulls people up to people's homes on live. And so this is just her once again trying to send people to other people's houses and play games with people's lives. It's too far. It keeps going too far. It's not, oh, I live where I say I live. I have nothing to hide. Everybody's address is public. But you are now trying to go a step further and draw attention. Again, my address, my residency has never been in question. This is me having to take a hit because somebody wants to play political games. It's sick, it's sad, it's immature, and it's dangerous. I yield.
Anyone else like to speak in the first round?
Madam Chair?
Go ahead, Mr. Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement. I don't think anyone should be pinpointed out and named in the resolution. I mean, it should, I mean, make an amendment to have all council members and not just these. And I so move.
All right, so there's an amended resolution on the floor to include all council members. All right, and it is supported by the councilman in the first ward. All right. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Pfeiffer.
So this is, I don't necessarily get the point of putting, your point of saying everybody's putting, this is asking for the Michigan State Police to conduct it. This isn't asking Facebook Live to do an investigation. So I don't see how asking the Michigan State Police puts your life in danger. I don't. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I mean, this is, I don't even know if they would do this, but I guess it's worth the ask to put any conspiracies to rest or anything like that. So I will support it if it's for all council members. That way we're not naming names and let the investigation go where they go. If there's council members, and I'm not saying there is, but if there's council members not living where by law they say they live, then I guess, you know, we let the state police investigate it, and it goes where it goes. You know, if I don't live where I say I live, then I should face the repercussions. So I'm all for it to be equal across the board, and you know, if they find that I don't live where I live, then there's repercussions to action. So I'm all for it, and I hope that you know, if we want to do this, we want to put the conspiracies to rest, then let's support it and ask the Michigan State Police to do across the board. And then, you know, if they come back with you know, no evidence on anybody, then it's a moot point, and people can stop bringing that up. So I'm all for this. Thank you.
All right, anyone else in the first round? All right, seeing that there's no one else in the first round on this amended motion, I am definitely in full support of this. I am. And however, you know, because again, we have the state police, and they are the highest police within the state. So if they get down to the bottom of it, then I feel that we would definitely have some answers. And so I also feel that we should couple this with the drug resolution, because this is the highest state police that can do the testing. So if we go ahead and do drug testing in addition to the address piece, I am all on board. So I would love to entertain that, so we all can shut everything down. We can shut down drug usage allegations. We can shut down where people live and don't live. We
Request
can
for
kill.
information.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Burns.
I will submit to everyone my drug test I just took, and I'll give it to you to make sure you can read it.
That's
give it
out
to
of
you.
order, and that is, I'm bringing you to order. Do not use privileged motions in that manner. So, thank you for my time. So if my colleagues are willing to add drug testing to this, I'll be more than willing to support this. But again, we can't pick and choose when we want to put things to rest and we want to jump in without putting it all out there. So I'm totally with it. So Councilwoman Burns, I definitely support your resolution. If we just add drug testing of all 9 members
Request for
to this.
information.
Go ahead, what is your request?
Is this a one-time, or is this, I mean, how are you doing this? Because there was a whole resolution.
Oh, well, what we can do is, I mean, when we're good, we can call another recess, and we can go ahead and couple some things, talk to the attorney. Or how about this? You want to just send us the government ops just so we can make it one big, great resolution?
No, it needs to be separate. I'm not against drug I'm not against it, because I think some people should be drug.
Okay, so there's definitely not a back and forth. So
these
you
are
so
two-
use that
Yeah,
on your time.
I'm
All right, and
for it.
so back to my
I'm
time.
for it, 'cause I can
Okay,
pass
so
it.
ma'am,
Request for
that's your
information.
warning.
I appeal the ruling of the
That's
chair.
fine.
I appeal
That-
the ruling of the chair.
That is fine. So Councilwoman Burns received a warning, and she appealed the ruling of the chair when the chair was trying to continue her time and was asked. And does she have any support? Supported by the lovely councilwoman in the 5th Ward. And so go ahead, Ms. Burns.
First of all, I was finishing up. I don't have a problem being drug tested. I don't have a problem. Matter of fact, MSP done been at my house, and so has Flint PD and the county, because I have drug issues in my
Excuse me,
area.
so please
So
pause
I
her
don't-
time.
I don't have.
Please pause her time. So just want to be clear. We're talking about you receiving a warning, so this isn't
and
a
I'm gonna-
continuation
you didn't
of
let me-
your talking.
You didn't let
Okay,
me finish.
proceed.
This is my time.
Go ahead.
And
Start the
I
time
get
again.
you're
Thank you.
rattled about all of this that you want to combine, and I mentioned drugs, because some people not going to be where they say they live. So I don't have a problem with a drug test. I don't have a problem with any of this. I really don't. Because one thing I have never been is a drug abuser or user. Not ever. And not an alcoholic. No DUIs, no OUIs, no public intoxication. Matter of fact, I've been blessed to never even have a speeding ticket. So I have no problem with that. So we need to put this to rest. We need to put your gaslighting to rest. We need to do that. And it's because of you I have asked this. Because of you. So I don't have a problem with this. You can write it up for you want to, but I got a drug test. I just had to get my blood taken. I have no problem sharing it openly. As I told you, I'm drug tested frequently because of my licensing.
All right, so per the council rules, my time won't even be as long. She was brought to order because it was the chair's time to speak. She would not stop speaking, so therefore, she would not be brought to order, so she got a warning, and that is it. So if you are against the chair, please vote yes, but if we're going to move in favor of the council rules, please vote no. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Mr. Wood, that's your warning. It's not crazy. It's rules. Proceed, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
No.
Ms. Johnson?
No.
Ms. Priestley?
Nope.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
I abstain because I have no idea what's going on.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no, 1 abstention.
Vote is 3 yes, 5 no, 1 abstention. That warning is upheld. So again, just want to remind colleagues as well as people in
Request
the
for
audience.
information.
Go ahead. What's your request?
What is the proposed method for testing for the drugs?
Well, we will have to revisit that resolution. So again, if you want to take the time to work on it now, we can, but we can revisit that resolution. So if we just send this to government ops, then we can work on both, get a nice resolution and get it going. So, there's many methods. You can do what? Hair samples. You can do urinalysis, different methods you can use. And it's a difference between a drug testing and drug screening. So I want to make that real clear. A drug testing, drug screening is two totally different. So I think we should be very specific when we say that we're testing for specific drugs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and yield the floor, and we are in the second round of the amended motion. Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Request
Go.
for information.
Hold on.
What is the motion?
The motion is to have everyone's address on the floor.
Okay.
But
Madam Chair.
Request for information.
She had
Go
a
ahead,
request.
Madam Clerk, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to clarify, because you had, your original motion was to add this, and then a motion was made to amend. If the motion to amend, if you're operating under that, there is no discussion, so I just was continuing under adding it to the floor with that amendment, because you haven't technically added it. So if you add it, we're going to add it with the amendment. So the motion on the floor is to add this to the agenda. with the change in language.
Right. Right, so we are at the point of seeing if we're going to add this to the agenda, add the amended one to the agenda. So you said there's no discussion on that?
No, if you had, a motion to amend, there's no discussion. But you haven't added it, you haven't voted to add it in the first place, so it would be added with the amended language. So you're still on a motion to add it to the agenda. The rules don't speak to add-ons, so we're just going with the standard motion, the 5 minutes, 3 minutes rounds.
Okay, you said the rules do not speak to the add-on, right?
Your rules do not speak to add-ons, that's
All
correct.
right, Ms. Priestley, could you please make a note of that?
I absolutely will, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so we will go ahead and just stop right here, and we will go ahead and call for the vote on this amended motion. So this is the motion to add all council members.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
We did not get a second on your motion, I don't believe, did we?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and we will do a roll call vote for the amended motion. So thank you all for your patience. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
So the roll call vote is to add this amended version to the agenda. The amended version would be all council members.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Lewis?
No.
Ms. Johnson?
No.
Ms. Priestley?
No?
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? The vote is 4 yes, 5 no.
The vote is 4 yes, 5 no, so the amended version has been shot down. Excuse me.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make an amendment to this and for it to just be for Councilwoman Tanya Burns' home.
Oh?
Support.
Okay, so there has been an amended motion to have this lovely resolution crafted by Councilwoman Tanya Burns for Councilwoman Burns. And I heard support from 2 different wards. I'll go ahead and take support from the first ward. So since there's no discussion, roll call, Madam Clerk. And the roll call, Madam Clerk, is to have a state police investigation of 6th Ward Council Member Tanya Burns. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Johnson?
No.
Ms. Johnson?
She already said no. She said no. She said no.
She didn't get your vote, she's looking at you.
I said no.
She said no.
This is crazy.
Ms.
No.
Priestley?
I agree.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Mr. Jarrett?
No.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Jarrett?
No.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 4 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 4 no. That motion failed. So we are back to the original motion.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what
Madam
happened?
Chair.
That passed.
Hold on.
That passed.
John
1,
didn't
2,
vote.
3, 4,
Oh,
5.
I voted on it.
Oh, you voted
No.
on it?
She
of course
voted
I
yes.
did. I have nothing to hide.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear
no,
that.
sorry you are, but
Okay.
no problem.
No.
have no problem.
Excuse me, Ms. Burns. You will exercise decorum as you teach the young people how to act, per you. So we will do that. So could you please read it, Madam Clerk?
The vote is 5 yes, 4 no.
All right. So the vote is
it'll
5
put
yes,
everything to
4
rest.
no. That resolution passes. All right. All right. So thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes. Go ahead.
the motion was to add it to the agenda.
Yeah. To add to the agenda. I'm sorry, to add to the agenda. And so that'll be add-on number 1, and we can add this. We can add this right before, as the first resolution. So add-on number 1 is the first resolution. All righty. So now that we are past the changes and additions, now we're on to public comments. So now, you will stop yelling out. So now, we will move on to public comment. So first speaker, Madam Clerk.
First speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
Hello, I'm Aaron Mitchell. For the record, about this sewer situation over there about Miss Byrne neighborhood, Council 6, she says you order one of them pumps to pump out stuff. That's just like these new business people's coming to Flint. We had 900 peoples over in 3rd Ward, and I'm over there on 3rd Ward, and May set it up, and they had them sewer peoples coming to my house and get cut roots out of but now, my faucet broke. I was trying to change it. I just left it on the counter because when you try to tell somebody to fix it, they get worse. And they clean out the sewage, but I don't say nothing about it. I just, in this week, to flush the toilet, but I don't want to go around the basement every 2 weeks because I don't want to see the water about 3 feet high and storm it. But anyway, about the situation over on Miller Road this morning, I'll break it down by saying this. In Ward 1, my significant other wanted me to rake the leaves, and she said, you want the money or want to go out to dinner? I wanted to go out to dinner because I wanted to be like a romance. She married, but I wanted to see how it feels to be married, be romancing again. But she wanted to go to the Outback, but then she said, would you want to go to IHOP? I said, yeah. IHOP, I went and got breakfast, and she ordered a steak, but the steak was iced in a minute, and the woman the pancake was out of breakfast, and the pancakes, the woman said, she said, where's your, the steak was frozen, and she couldn't even fix the steak right, and she ordered more breakfast and put it on my plate, but that was Friday. But Monday, the day, I was going to go out there and eat the pancake, but I went to Bob Evans because it was too far to walk. But they cooked my pancake raw done and the eggs, and then they asked me I said, not better than IHOP. And then the black woman said, you done messed up now, sir. The girls, she was the manager, looked like little kids running the place. But that's just like the situation in Flint. Every time you try to do, May's already we were already selling that plumbing stuff. And every time you try to go fix it, you mess up stuff like you're trying to mess up Madam Burns again. And like, getting to one thing, the 2nd Ward woman over there, Big Moose, always doing stuff to people who are helping people in Flint. Like Karen Weaver she got all the documents, and you up there trying to, ask the 3rd Ward question, scared to him up, and her vote putting Madam Burns all in, and she gonna come out of pure gold. Let the Michigan State Police checking out stuff like plantation junk, we ain't no pushovers in Flint. Got that for the record. Stay tuned, New York.
All right. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Arthur Woodson.
And be ready to come up here and speak about real issues, but get caught up in all this hoopla. Leon, man, you should have stepped down like the average politician do when they get charged, not convicted, but they get charged. Somebody over in Detroit just got charged with DWI, and they resigned. All politicians resign when they get charged, not convicted. You are innocent until proven guilty, but you are charged. It wouldn't be this much disruption if you would have resigned, because what I have seen looks factual. There is somebody else saying at 606 Mott, on all the PPOs, you have Mount Morris. I mean, it's a lease, it's receipts. Those are factual. Davina, you don't have to ask, they shouldn't have to do a resolution because, one, you asked for a challenge. somebody was challenging the residency. On the affidavit, it says you perjured yourself if you put any false information. That is criminal. So you can go to the state police and ask for a criminal investigation. They kicked it back because you asked the state police for a challenge, and that is done, that's civil, that's basically civil. But outside of that, the water issue is a serious issue. And asking for testing in that perimeter where all these cancers are at is something that is serious. But this is taking hold of everything. NRDC sued the city of Flint. They have to test a year after service lines are completed. Our service lines are not completed. I'm gonna even do one even better. It's an independent water testing lab, which Candace run. You might not trust her with anything else. I don't trust her with some of the things, and she know I don't trust her, and she don't trust me. That's cool. But with the water, I give her 100% trust. I have worked with Candace before with the water. Candace will not be foul or give any misinformation for the water. I know this. Y'all, she can even step back and not even vote on it. But I would vote that the water lab test that area. NRDC, Eagle has money, EPA has money for us to do this type of testing. And they have worked with the water lab before to do this type of testing. I do not trust Mark Edwards. Mark Edwards testified for the state, him and Mona Atish. So get the water lab to test over in that area, and it'll be an independent lab. Thank you.
All right, next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Stanley Wood.
Man, what a clusterfuck. The difference from the first meeting to the second meeting is amazing. First meeting went really well. Councilwoman Burns, I know you ain't got no problem. I mean, who was crashing out on your couch with her narcolepsy? She knows where you live.
Hey, point of order.
What's your point?
And go ahead, Ms. Machette, what's your point? Would you please stop the clock?
2 minutes, 45 seconds.
What is your point?
We can't be talking about people's medical conditions.
You are absolutely correct. And so, Mr. Wood, with
Order. Point of order.
What
I
is your
didn't say
point?
nobody's name.
He didn't violate any rule or curse or anything else. This is public speaking.
You are absolutely correct. But I just want to just bring this to the floor because we want to make this a respectful place for all. Because we want to make sure that we don't violate HIPAA. That's the reason why they don't want to give us the address. So, Mr. Wood, respectfully, if you would not talk about my medical condition publicly, I will appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll see.
But feel free if you want to. Go ahead.
I should have more time than that, too. 2:45.
2:45? Oh, okay. So go ahead and give him, 2:45. Thank you.
So this crook we have for a mayor, not the lawyer, I'm sorry, city attorney. At one point, he asked Wintis Hall to use her mother's address to run for a position. So we know he's crooked. I know of at least 5 people sitting up here right now that there's a question on residency. 5 of you. Whether it's residency now, whether it's residency if it met the requirements to run, stuff like that. I know some of you all don't like Art. It's a personal thing. But Art knows what he's talking about. And you guys need to listen to that. But I know it's hard to swallow your pride when you got to prove who the alpha male is running these shows. Councilwoman Johnson, good question on the opioid money about the county and what they're putting into it too. That was a really good question since some of this may go to the county. For Councilwoman Priestley and Councilwoman Burns, thank you for answering me about the school district. I know we're pretty much screwed on that. And then, I don't know whose ward it is, but on Hogarth, where the explosion that happened, your ward, there is one house there that still is beyond, nobody can ever live in it. They tore 2 houses down, the other one's still there as an eyesore. A kid is gonna go in there and get hurt. I guarantee you that. It's owned by the land bank. I know that's a surprise. And this evening, I witnessed a little bit of God's work. I'm not gonna say who or anything, but I seen somebody do something and they did it without expecting praise, without expecting accolades or nothing. This is something that this individual just did on his own or her own. Don't want to point out who it was. And there's one guy that'll see it, and that's the guy upstairs. This guy didn't do it for, like I said, praise or anything. And that's about, you 8 council members, because I only recognize 8 of you. I don't recognize Lion Leon over there. You guys should all be voting for the domestic violence. I mean, it's to the point where the sheriff will now deliver PPOs. That's some important stuff. I wear purple. I've lived through domestic violence in my family. It's people like you that need to be out of here.
All right, thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Beverly Biggs Levy.
My name is Beverly Biggs Levy. You know, you guys don't want your addresses to be put out there. That right there tells you that you don't live where you say you live. But you voted no for your address to get out there, but you voted yes for Tanya's. That's the most stupidest stuff I've ever seen in my life. You know, I know Tanya voted for it, but you know what? You guys are wrong. Leon know he don't live where he live. You know, but if Lavinia letting this stuff go like this, that's on Lavinia. She got to live with that. And she knows she's wrong. You don't want to do anything because you're scared of them. You're scared of the foolish 5. And there's nothing to be scared of, Lavinia. Because when it all boils down, they're all going down. And you can guarantee that. You got Leon, like I say, sitting on this seat. Domestic violence is real. And you sit there proudly like you ain't did nothing. Like I say, LaShawn, I thank you for saying you against domestic violence. And Candace, but you still, Candace, you still ain't right. You still ain't right. You don't want your address put down there, but you want to make sure Tanya get put on the board. Come on, y'all, make this make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. But it's okay. Because Leon, November 25th, you go to court at 8 o'clock. I wish and pray that all of you guys be down there. If you hear the way he beat that woman, it's ridiculous. She has a mother, and then the father came here and apologized to what? He needs to be whooped and electrocuted. He forgive you, but that's his daughter. He forgive you. You must be putting something in his pocket, because that's all y'all do is patting people's pockets to stay on their side. I don't need nobody to be on their side. If you beat my daughter, you ain't gonna be on my side, not today, not tomorrow, not forever. You're gonna be in jail. And I pray that the judge that have you, that was letting you get away with these PPO orders, I pray he stepped down. Because you're going to the same judge that gave the PPOs.
All right, thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Linda Poley.
Am I close enough now? Okay.
Go ahead.
I would like to kind of pick off where I left off. I think that there are solutions to some of the rumors and innuendos that will spread about this money, as they did about the ARPA money, as does with many, many things that come before the council when it comes to the opioid funds. I have a request. I think every quarter, maybe 3 weeks after you get your reports, you have a special order in government ops where the people from the coalition can appear and answer any questions you have and give a verbal report on what programs are out there. People are not going to read those financial reports. But I think in the interest of transparency, having people appear before council, as I said, to make a presentation and answer questions, would go a long way toward tapping down the conspiracy theories. Also, you're going to learn a lot more. That was really my request. You have the obligation to investigate and monitor the business of the city. That doesn't mean interfering in administration. That means keeping an eye on what's going on so you can intervene if there is a problem. To that end, and I'm concerned that there might be maybe some interference with administration, is I would recommend that you appoint one of your members to be the liaison with the coalition, to perhaps relay questions. This is not a HIPAA violation, or not HIPAA, of course, this is not an open meeting violation. Just if something comes up between these meetings, have one person. It's much easier to have one person than to have 9 people calling you. That would call the designated representative of the coalition, and the designated representative of the coalition have one person they can call if for some reason they need to communicate with council. Part of the problem with ARPA has been that nobody really knows what's going on. That's because there has been very little on the website. So if it is public, if everybody knows, there shouldn't be anything to hide, but it will be much harder to hide if there is. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for sending this to council, and I believe you're going to pass it unanimously, and that is great. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Tanya Jones.
Hello, it's Tanya Jones again. I'm advocating for my son that's part of the opioid crisis. I want to start off first by asking, my concern with the opioid money and where it goes, I'm really concerned because I read, I follow, and I'm learning. But Leon got $150,000 of the opioid money. I ask all the time, Leon here today, Leon, why did you get $150 of the opioid money for your program? I don't understand it. You on council, and I'm asking you, why did you get it? Because there's people out here that needs the money. The opiate crisis is real. My son has overdosed several times, and I have to give him Narcans. So people that get out of prison, they already got their path. My son, I'm a concerned mother out here. So just to give you $150,000, no, I don't understand it. I went to the program. I'm trying to go out here. I didn't just come here. I went to the McCree program they just had. They said your name, honoring you and everything. Oh, he's an upstanding person or whatever. But I listen to the Dearborn chief of police, the state police, Michigan State Police, they got the Angel program. I'm out here, not just here, anywhere that would listen to me. So I'm asking you, y'all passing grants, pass it for the people that need it. I got my son. I have my son, 110%. If God called him home, I got my son. God got him. But my thing is about the people that don't have nobody. So on the other note, all I ask you, since you're here, I've been asking, you finally here. Got a program. My beautiful sisters, Color of Life Correlation. We pick these bags, we pack them for people. My son is an addict. So guess what they need? Might need a blanket. Or Narcans. What's his name? The mayor, y'all mayor? He might cut the Narcans off. So they're in the bag because they don't need one. They need about 2 or 3 of these. So we're packing these, gonna pass them out. We don't need a grant to do it because it's from our heart. Another thing, Grace Hope in Pontiac is a great program to go out here too. I'm gonna send my son, when I get guardianship, I'm sending him away from here. I'm asking that. My son is a part of John Cole case. The man that was going around here infecting people with HIV. Yes, my son is on meth and I know this is his journey is my journey. So my son is openly on meth. He's an addict. So y'all don't care, okay? So when McCree thing was good, y'all might need to contact the sheriff, whatever, the sheriff that was from Dearborn. He gave a lot of good information. So my main concern is, Leon, I'm asking you again tonight, could you explain to me, I'm not a resident, okay? As she say, Flint Township, my son is a resident for sure of the city of Flint. So guess what? I'm his journey and I'm asking you. You know what I'm saying? If y'all could take this money, my concern is, if they go over here to this program, and get $1 million and they move it however they want to, Clyde, Edwards on it or whatever, my concern is where is this money going? Because the people out here don't have a voice. So before you say it's over, have a good night.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Michelle Ryder.
Hello. My name's Michelle Ryder. I'm here to talk about the opioid funds. I've served on the Genesee County Opioid Executive Committee for the past 2 years, and I'm also an opioid overdose survivor. I'm alive today because a paramedic broke down a door to administer Narcan to me when I stopped breathing. I'm here tonight to advocate for others to have that same chance at life. But before I get into my comments, I want to be clear, I'm here representing myself only tonight, not my employer, the opioid committee, or any other organizations that I'm involved with. It looks like everybody responded really well to the Health Coalition's presentation. I want to urge you to handle this money with the utmost of care. Allow the professionals who have the reputation in this community to help allocate these dollars. The funds are not another budget line item. They are not tax dollars. This money exists because people died. It's a once-in-a-generation chance to heal the community, prevent future loss, support recovery, and invest in local families. The Greater Flint Health Coalition has a proven record of integrity, collaboration, and results. I've worked with Kelly Ainsworth and the coalition on several projects over the years and have seen their deep commitment to what truly works, evidence-based treatments. Holding these pharmaceutical companies accountable will mean absolutely nothing if these funds are not used for what they are intended to do. Partnering with the coalition would be a smart, responsible decision for this council, ensuring every dollar honors its purpose to save lives and prevent future harm. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Melanie DeGenio.
She's gone.
She's not here.
The next speaker is Bill Kessler.
Hello. I am here again to speak on Resolution 250350-T to explain the flock network in the city. Last time I was here, The congressman on my right talked about having faith in the police department and having faith that the police department would take responsibility for the data and the information that these cameras collect. And I want to clarify something, and that is that the police department does not have control over the data that the flock cameras collect. They subscribe to a service that Flock provides to give them access to the information, which means that the police department does not have control over these machines that are recording people's plate as well as identifying vehicle information. What they are doing is subscribing. The people who own that information, who own the servers that this data is being stored on, is the Atlanta-based startup Flock. They sell a product where anyone who has enough money can subscribe and gain access to these camera networks. It's called Flock OS. So I just wanted to respond to that because I think y'all might not have like a full amount of information to make an informed decision. License plates, features of your vehicle, this is public information. This information can be collected at abortion clinics, domestic violence shelters, protests, pride events, or campaign rallies. Anyone can get this information, and with enough communication savvy and money, they can have access to this database where you type in a prompt and get a queried search of a series of vehicles that match that description. This is really creepy. It spooks me, and it should spook you too, because we are all driving under these cameras. We are all being a part of this system that anyone with money can access. Yeah, that's it. I think y'all should slow down. Also, this is an annual subscription-based thing. So this talks about 2 years, but do you guys know how much annually this will cost the city? Because you pay to put the camera up, but then you have to pay every year to maintain your access to that service. And you have this grant money, but those bills are going to stay year after year after year. And the cops are going to want to keep using these things because they do get convictions. That doesn't mean they're helping them solve crime, but they are getting convictions off of this software. I'd also like to point to the fact that in Detroit, when they started using facial recognition technology, they got a lot of bad convictions because that technology was wrong. Thanks.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Aaron McClelland.
Aaron? I don't believe they're
The
here.
next speaker is Sarah Houston.
Sarah Houston, 6th Ward. I recently came from a conference of language deprivation, which talks about deaf children being deprived of language pretty much since they're born, because they're born to hearing parents who can't speak to them. But it also carries on in their adult lives, and you guys are all a part and culprits in the worldwide epidemic of language deprivation. I just want you to know that. You guys are attributing to that. I would like to speak to what Ms. Candace had said about respecting our time. Y'all don't respect our time. Respecting my time would be starting the meeting at 4:30 and everybody is here and that's quorum. That's respecting my time. Respecting my time would be your meeting finished an hour and a half after the posted time or whatever. We're supposed to do our new meeting at 5:30. We didn't start this meeting until 6:45 while y'all sat back here for 15 minutes after you just had a 5-minute break before you adjourned, and I had to sit here and wait. If my son didn't call me to say, Mom, you don't have to come pick me up right now, I would have to be gone and miss my time that you don't respect being here. Just like you want us to respect you, I expect to be respected just the same. Those who are coming late, whatever side you on, it doesn't matter. Please be respecters of our time. Liddell, last time I was here, I gave you a heartfelt apology about being sorry. You did not recognize me publicly. You did not recognize me privately. When people show you who they are, believe them. Thank you. I believe you. I would really like to stop seeing people worry about money when it comes to human people. When I say something about interpreters being brought in, Judy cites the budget. When we're talking about cancer and people, Judy cites the budget. But when we want to get staplers and pencils and pens, we don't give a damn about the budget. I just don't understand. Why are objects and trucks and all of these things coming before human people? I just don't understand that. I'm at a loss. I would ask that you would show that you are respecting our time by scheduling your meetings accordingly. If you're gonna take 2 hours at 4:30, schedule the next meeting at 6:30. It would be nice. It's called respecting our time, truly. Because when you take the box away and it's 10 minutes while we're sitting around, we can't, I couldn't sign in for my first one today. I walked in at 4:31. Oops, the box was gone and nobody was here except for Ms. Mushat. You're not respecting us. You're not doing anything for us. You do everything you do for you. Your pettiness up here, y'all back and forth and talking stuff, and you want to investigate Tanya, but nobody else, because, oh my God, I'm not safe anymore. You're full of it. You're full of it. You think of nobody but yourself, Candace. You don't have to look at me. Everybody sees it. Y'all
Man,
show it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
ma'am.
for showing me who you are.
All right. All right. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Mari Copany.
Okay, hi everyone. Y'all missed me last week. Well, I'm back and I got a couple of things to address. Domestic violence is a very real issue in our community, and being able to acknowledge that is an issue by putting it on the books as Domestic Violence Awareness Month shows support for all victims and helps to raise awareness. It shouldn't matter that it may embarrass a sitting council member. In fact, he should also support it as a representative of the people. For any council person not to support it is a slap in the face to both victims and advocates. It's embarrassing we are at the end of October and we still haven't been able to pass this resolution. Next, with the ongoing federal shutdown, I am scared for our community, especially those that are the most vulnerable that rely on SNAP benefits to be able to feed themselves and their families. Today, the USDA made a post on their website pretty much confirming the well has run dry and there will be no more benefits issued November 1st. Grocery prices are already out of control. With many families running out of food between those benefit deposits, I know this because we do snack bags and meal kits for the kids in my neighborhood. The past 6 weeks, we have seen a huge surge in families needing help. We went from seeing about 40 kids a day, 40 kids a day to about 60 kids every single day, with many of them needing meal items and not just the usual snacks. Other local groups like Well of Hope is also seeing more traffic at her food pantries that are around town, and this is ahead of the benefits not being issued. It's only going to get worse. I know there was a huge push to get funding to the grocery store, but since that didn't pass, I suggest we get some of those funds into the food pantries and food giveaways to make sure that they can help meet the needs of our community. Okay, and now on to something a little bit more positive. I want to shout out everyone that has been doing trunk or treats around the town for the kids. It's refreshing to see people stepping up to make sure that the kids here are safe. Also, tomorrow from 5 to 7 at the venue for all occasions on Saginaw and 12th, I'm giving out over 200 costumes free for kids under 12 years old. So if you know any kid that still doesn't have a costume, please bring them. My goal is to make sure that every kid has a costume.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The final speaker for this meeting is Ms. Jackson.
Good evening. My name is Janez Jackson. I am Kiki's mother.
Trip was
if I didn't go get a fucking PPO and take you all down there and do the same shit. You come back on some bullshit.
Just the picture she got with you on there. That's the date you fucking live.
Damn, man. Sick of this motherfucking shit. Leave me the fuck alone. Tell me right fucking now. Start going in your shit.
Now, Wayne Leon Wilson, when you're ready, come see me. Come see me. You coward, demon ass nigga. You is a coward. And that one right there, she damn sure don't look like your mama, Lily Wilson. Why she over protecting your ass? Excuse my French, but I'm telling you like it is. And since you want to send pictures of my kids and everybody else, come on. And y'all talking about the residents, he know where everybody stay at. Sending people to people's houses. But I'm waiting on you to come to mine. I'm waiting. And your neighbor at where you stay at, 3375 Sherman Street, while you pulled the gun out on my child June the 18th, 2023, well, my grandson was out there and he admitted you did it. You sorry piece of shit. I hope you die in hell. You bastard.
All right. All right, so, Madam Clerk, is that the last speaker?
That was the final speaker.
All right, thank you. So now we're about to transition into council response. Do we have any council members that would like to respond? Hold on. First, sir, that's your second warning. You're removed from the meeting. So now it's time for council. Response. Any council members who would like to respond to the public?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
You speak with so much passion, Sarah, and it comes through if people are listening. Because we should not be saying every time it comes to humans limiting when we are a city where the entire city was poisoned. It didn't stop. It went through everyone's pipe. And when it comes to the deaf community, it is another language. And speaking with the clerk, we have a lot going on this council, and unfortunately, we don't get to tend to what should really be the city business because of, there are distractions. But our deaf community is important. It is important. And I remember when I was teaching, I would teach my students the alphabet. I was teaching kindergarten, and I taught them in sign language. And it was fun for them, it was fun for me, because it's another language. But too many times, if it's something I'm asking for, you have they won't do it. To ask to have that to be expanded, it should be done, because we have a problem in that entire area. And so it shall be done. I did get the map over to the city attorney with the help of the gentleman who was up here, because our maps are down. And so there's a lot. But keep speaking, because you're speaking for a community that has a communication barrier. And it needs to be, you shouldn't have, I believe if you want to come, you shouldn't have to call ahead. I do believe that, because it's oftentimes, when I used to come before I was on council, I did not call ahead. I just showed up because something freed up in my schedule. So to everyone else, thank you for coming and sharing. We only get 2 minutes. Yours right there, is it Kelly? Not next to you. Big hearts to you.
Thank you. Next. Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Priest.
When I'm talking about the budget, I'm saying what was approved by this council and what was presented by the administration. Pens, supplies, those types of things are in the budget. So that's why we have no problems with them. And since no one else on this council seems to care too much about where we are in the budget, they seem to rely on what I'm seeing. That's why I speak out.
All right. Anyone else would like to speak during council comment?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Councilwoman in the 7th Ward.
Thank you. I want to remind residents that as of today, the meters in front of City Hall have 30 minutes of free parking for residents who are coming in to take care of bills that they have in this building. Myself and Councilwoman Johnson worked on this with the DDA and the mayor to ensure that as residents come in to City Hall to take care of their business, that they have the time they need. It's a long walk for some of our seniors who choose to come down here, and also sometimes people just need to come in really quickly and take care of something. And so they may not necessarily need, or it's just easier for residents if they have that 30-minute reprieve as they come to take care of business. So parking in front of City Hall only, you have that free 30 minutes if you're coming to handle business inside of City Hall. Also, I wanted to say, I think that was Mari, thank you. You are 100% correct about food access about to be cut off for millions and millions of Americans all over this country. But if we want to be more specific, here in Genesee County, we will have a lot of residents impacted. Right here in Flint, we will have a lot of residents impacted. There is something being worked on as far as making sure that residents who will feel the pain of not having the EBT, the SNAP benefits, that there is something that we are working on being able to do. So that announcement is coming soon. I yield.
All right. Anyone else? All right. Seeing there's no one else, I'll go ahead and I will take my time. I definitely would like to give a hearty congratulations to Miss Raquel Thing. She is retiring from the Ruth Mott Foundation. And if anyone knows anything about the Ruth Mott Foundation, they do phenomenal work on the north side of Flint. They are phenomenal in engagement and for listening to the residents' needs and working with neighborhood organizations to help uplift the north side. So we would like to thank Ms. Raquel for all of her service. And at the same time, we also would like to welcome Ms. Sue Peters. She is leaving her position at the Community Foundation and she's taking over for Ms. Raquel. So Sue Peters, she's been with the foundation for a long time. She knows Flint, she worked with Flint, she's heavily engaged, and we look forward to working with her. You know, when we're talking about leveraging dollars and doing things for our ward, these are the people to talk to. These are the people that are moving and shaking. So we would definitely like to give them their flowers, and we would like to congratulate each of them on their different phase in life. But right now, I would like to remind residents to please follow the Flint 2nd Ward. The Flint 2nd Ward, we post a lot of events going on for Halloween. So if you want something to do with you and your little goblins, please tune in to the 2nd Ward. But I also want to acknowledge 475 Elite. 475 Elite. They are the young bulls. Their 12 and under team has won the championship. So we're looking forward to honoring them at the next council meeting, bringing them here so we can acknowledge our young people that are doing well. And we would like to acknowledge this organization that is providing a safe space, not grant funded. They receive no grant dollars, but they all put their money in to provide a safe place for the young people year round. So we want to make sure that we commend them. So with that being said, that is my time and I am the last speaker. So now we will move on to the consent agenda. What's the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda, supported by the councilman in the 1st Ward. All right. Any separation? Hold on. And does that include?
Yes, it always includes the minutes per our council rules, Madam Chair.
Oh, got it. Thank you. All right. So, any separations?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
250356.
25035. I didn't hear it.
250356.
352.
Page 4.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. All right, that it?
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, so with that being said, We are going to pass a consent agenda with the exception of Resolution 250352. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
356, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
356. 356.
356?
250356.
250356. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 352. All right, got it. Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right, so we are going to pass consent agenda with the exception of Resolution 250356. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Al-Alami? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. All right, so now we're going to go directly to our separation, which is Resolution 250356. So what's the pleasure?
I vote to approve.
Oh.
I'm going to make motion to approve.
All right, so there's the motion to approve. Any support? Supported by the councilman in the first
Madam Chair.
ward. Any discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
You know, on Wednesday, I said I wasn't going to support this because it was directed and discussed about a specific individual. The more I thought about this and the more I thought about another resolution where we were designating a specific month as a special month, I'm not going to vote for any of these anymore. I'm going to blanket no vote for any special months recognition. I don't care what they're for. I looked it up today. There are minimum 7 different things we could declare this month for. 7. And I'm just not going to do it anymore. So I am voting no on this because of that, not necessarily the other. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
I will absolutely be supporting this because there are women in this auditorium, our chambers, who are victims, now survivors of domestic violence. And so I am supporting it. I will continue to support women, and we also have men. I've had men contact me that they were victims of domestic violence. So when we talk about domestic violence, it's serious. And we know that African-American women are more likely to be killed by their abusers and attackers than anyone else. Inside of the resolution, didn't have anyone's name. It's speaking to the month. We had Princess Williams, who was killed. She called the police on a Friday, and on a Saturday, he held her hostage in the park, told her he was going to kill her. He was going to kill her. The next day, he took her to the house. She begged for her life for over a day. He took her to their apartment or townhome, and he killed her. She left behind a 2-month-old baby. This was approximately 2 months ago. We have the young lady, her name is Sean. We had the gentleman who had gotten out, and he got out. He choked her with a belt, cutting off her breathing, dismembered her body, cut her up, put her in a trash bag, and then he left her there in the apartment. Her family knew something was out of order because her killer had started texting and responding on her phone in language that was not hers. He was later found with another woman that he had been seeing besides his wife. He had just killed his wife days before, who he lived with. And he was with another woman in Detroit area. And the police were able to track him, because people can track you from your cell phone when you're harboring fugitives. They can track you. And he was tracked. And they call it suicide by police, but what he did was place a gun to the mistress's head as if he was going to kill her, and the Michigan State Police shot him dead. So when we talk about domestic violence, it's serious. It's not something that goes away. People need treatment, they need therapy. Children who grow up in a household with a person who is an abuser are more likely to be abused if they are female, and if they are male, they're more likely to be an abuser because this is a behavior that has become normalized for them. I saw my father beat my mother. It becomes normal because they've seen it before. And so there has to be intervention. And when we talk about what it takes for these survivors to leave, often they leave not having a plan, not having a dollar, not having a nickel. Only thing that they're doing is fleeing is for their lives. And so what this is about domestic violence victims. It's about the victims who are now survivors. For those who didn't make it to be survivors, they were not allotted that when someone threatened to blow their mouth out, where someone hurt them financially, when someone beat them, when someone withholds love and affection, when someone tears you down. It's a whole cycle of abuse. And most often, they've seen other people in their families, generally their parents, be abused, and they become abusers themselves. So domestic violence is serious. For me, I'm gonna keep speaking out about it because there's many people who can't. Many people didn't make it to the point to where they can speak about it and encourage someone that your today won't be your tomorrow, it won't be your next year, it won't be your next 5 years. And so to all of the survivors, I salute you for having the courage to come forward. Never stop pushing, never give up, make a plan. There is help. You can get help from our local Flint YWCA. And I know for the women on our council, for the women on our, well, not just on the council, because I'm triggered, because we have a council person who is charged with a felony for domestic violence on our council and a misdemeanor. And it's disgusting. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Pfeiffer.
I'm in fully support of this resolution. I think it's domestic violence is a issue in every community, and it certainly hasn't skipped over ours. I'm just trying to figure out, we have a council member who said, we don't have the money to test water because it's not in the budget, and then they separate domestic violence resolutions, say they're not going to vote in it. Like, I'm trying to figure out who is on this council and why people get votes, because you're gonna say that we don't have money to test water after a water crisis, and then you're gonna sit here and separate and say, no, I'm not gonna support Domestic Violence Awareness Month? I'm baffled today at this meeting. I am absolutely baffled on what people support and what they don't support. I'm going to yield because I'm going to say something that is inappropriate, so I'm going to yield. Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
He's saying it.
Madam Chair.
Oh, okay.
This is the first round of discussion.
All right, so this is the first round, and so I heard Councilman Elamine first. Go ahead, Mr. Elamine.
So I wanna go on the record and state that I'm in full support of survivors. That's why I've been working with them since I started my organization in 2015, the MAID Institute. And we work with survivors, we work with the YWCA and so forth. But what I'm not in support of is individuals trying to politicize this, falsely accusing me of nonsense. That's what I'm not in support of. And to that individual with the bad wig on back there that continuously come up here talking that nonsense as if you know my child and all of this, guess what? Guess where my child is right now? Guess who just got full custody of his child? Me. Guess where my son's at right now? At my house. So I'm far from whatever you want to try to paint this picture as me to be. You need to go get you some business. Anyway, I'm in support of survivors. Like I said, I've been working with them since 2015 with the Y and other organizations and so forth. I'm just not in support of how the spirit of how it was brought for individuals to try to play these political games and then cast me out as if I'm something that I'm really not and something I didn't do. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councilman 7th Ward.
Obviously, this is something that everyone is very passionate about. I just want us to be very clear that when you politicize pain, that speaks about who you are, that speaks to your character, that speaks to your heart. When you bring something that could have been bought in goodwill and then proceed to speak on something from a purely political stance, that ruins the whole point of what you're bringing this for. I am in full support of those who have been affected by domestic violence. I think that this month needs to be highlighted. I think it needs to be uplifted. I think the residents in our community who have gone through it, the residents in our county, the residents across the country, all need to have an acknowledgement of support from us about what happened to them. I am going to support it because of them. I'm not doing any of this political stuff when it comes to people's pain, people's tragedies, people's trauma. That's not okay. It's not fair to them. It's not right. At some point, you have to learn to put the politics aside and really focus on the people and the reasoning. If this was brought in good faith, then you don't need to tamper with it or make it look bad because you're bringing up other things simply because you have a vendetta against a colleague. If it is about the people, let it stay about the people. If it is about uplifting and supporting those who have been traumatized and who are still probably living these lives and not sure how to get out of it, then we should have come and we should have talked about resources. We should have talked about where they could go if they're currently going through it. That's what should have been done. That's what 5 minutes should have been spent on, is providing resources, talking about how we can uplift and how we can help the community, not politicizing pain. That's where we get off on the wrong foot. That's where we are wrong in doing it. Again, I am in full support of this. I will be supporting this. I'm not in support of politicizing pain. I'm not in support of sitting up and gaslighting a community or making it seem like I'm doing something in goodwill if I know that I'm not. Because if it's goodwill, then focus on the goodwill narrative of it. Focus on the resources, focus on the services, focus on letting these people know that, hey, we see you, we know that this is happening, and this is our way of uplifting, highlighting, and standing with you and hoping and praying that you get out of those situations. And if you've gotten out of those situations, hoping and praying that you have the resources available to you so that you can continue to live full, happy lives and move on from what has happened to you. That should be the only focus. I yield.
All right, anyone else in the first round?
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Johnson.
Okay, once again, I feel that we have amazing people on council. I've got to know all 8 so far, and I feel that we all are amazing. I feel that we need to keep personal, and business. I am in total support of domestic violence, but when we start to bring our own feelings in it, we have to stop. We have to be considerate of others. That's on any resolution that we vote for. Personal is personal, and business is business. And I'm voting on business because I believe in domestic violence. I know too many people. We can go back from my grandmother was in a domestic violence relationship where her kids was beaten and she had 11. And therefore it is taught behavior. At the end of the day, again, personal is personal and business is business, but I will stand on domestic violence. And I think if we all come together as a council and stop talking about each other's personal life and do the business of the city, we will be able to get done in a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the first round? Okay. Anyone else in the second round? Okay, seeing that there's none, I'll go ahead and I will take my time. Councilwoman Priestley, I definitely understand where you're coming from. We have brought forth a lot of, well, I'll say quite a few resolutions that commemorate months, you know, but there's a method to the madness. Like, for example, we have the Park and Rec Month, which we declared in July. And that was near and dear to me and Councilman Murphy. But what we learned to do was, we just don't commemorate it with words, we commemorate it with action. So Councilmember Murphy, he had a musical celebration in Dewey Park in commemoration of this. In July, I support people like Mr. Larry White, who put together a fabulous 4th of July in the park every single July. So that's how we commemorated July for Parks and Rec Month. For African American History Month, what do? We just didn't bring it to the floor. We have a program where we have youth write essays, and they be awarded money for their efforts talking about their culture, commemorating African American History Month. Then for the Women's History Month, you have been at every single one, giving out awards. That Women's Empowerment Brunch, that was spearheaded and fueled off of making March officially Women's History Month. And also September, we're talking about Fire Safety Month. What do we do for that month? We do a big smoke detector push. In addition to, we go out and we have schools come in and we teach them fire safety. So what's the moral of my story? Is that whenever we have a special month, we commemorate it with something and not just political rhetoric. And so I'm totally in support of domestic violence victims, so much that I was a part of dedicating a room at the YWCA, the General Lauderdale room at the Y. So, as someone that puts their time and their money where their mouth is, I'll definitely support it. I will support it in not only word, but deed. If Councilwoman Burns will match my $50 donation to the YWCA. Because this right here is how you support domestic violence victims. You put your money where your mouth is, because they need supplies. They need support.
Request for information.
Please stop my time. Please, ma'am, you're out of order. Go ahead, ma'am. You're removed from the meeting. All right. So thank you. Ma'am, go ahead. Okay, that's your second warning. Thank you. So go ahead. Go ahead, Councilwoman, the 7th Ward.
I'm sorry, I was trying to understand what you were donating to.
I can't hear you.
I was trying to understand what you were donating to.
Why?
I was trying to understand what you were donating
Okay,
to.
yeah. So in commemoration of Domestic Violence Month, I will support her resolution if we just don't do it in word, not in a politicized manner, but if we physically show that we're standing on business with domestic violence. So I want
Request for information.
Yeah, so that's not my time. I'm answering the question.
Right, request for information.
Right. So I want to make sure I answer your question. So this is going directly to the YWCA to support their programs for domestic violence victims.
Request for information.
So, what is your request?
So you're saying if I will donate or match your 50? Mm-hmm. I've matched it by thousands because I've got the victim. I'm supporting and paying for her attorney. That your abuser next to you. I'm paying for her attorney.
Excuse me. That is not a point of order.
I would like for us to kind of stay on topic and talk about what's important here, and I will go ahead and match your donation.
Thank you, Councilwoman Mashat.
Also, I'll match as well.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Johnson. Thank you so much, Councilman
Request for information.
Ms. Burns.
Request for information.
What is your request directed to the chair?
Can he use that toward Kiki Martin's
And
attorney
thank
bill?
you. You're Ms. Burns. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Priestley. So, thank you.
They're making a mockery of victims.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Johnson. And so we would like to encourage other council members to let's put their money where their mouth is when we begin to talk about helping domestic violence victims. Because we're going to stand on word. You go ahead and start my time so we can go and get out of here. Because it's all about not politicizing something, but standing on real business. So when we mean that we support someone, you open up your pocketbook as well as your mouth to get it done. So, I got you changed, kid. I got you changed. So thank you so much, Councilwoman Machette. This is how we support victims in real time, in real life. And I want to encourage those that are listening and those in the audience, please make a contribution in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month to the YWCA, because they have the population that we are going to support with this ordinance. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to call for the vote. All right.
Point of order.
What is your point?
I'm going to say we're getting into ethics violations by saying you're voting for something if you receive money. Madam Attorney?
No, that's fine. That's
I'm
fine.
just-
That's fine. So just know that this resolution, I mean, because Councilwoman Burns, she's not putting any money up, but for those that are serious about domestic violence, this is going directly to the YWCA to support domestic violence victims. So with that being said, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Through the chair, could we just have the resolution read back that you're voting on?
Yeah. You said read back the resolution?
Yes, please.
Sure. So we are looking to vote on Resolution 250356, recognizing Domestic Violence Awareness Month for October 2025. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mushat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Yes. Ms. Dr.
Yes.
Lewis? Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
The vote is 8 yes, 1 no.
The vote is 8 yes, 1 no. That resolution passes, and we have a motion to adjourn in the 7th Ward, supported by the Councilman in the 4th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Burns? Yes. Ms. Mushat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett? Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson? Yes. Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. The time is now 8:24, and this city council meeting is now adjourned. You all have a great evening, and much support to the YWCA of Greater Flint.
YMCA talk about way out here.